toughness.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
So I was with a buddy this weekend up in Northwest Arkansas, and he's a member of this kind of higher-end social club. And so we went there for lunch on Saturday, and I'm wearing a Morning Rush polo, khaki shorts, my dad's sandals, and my hat backwards. And the majority of the people that are there are pretty dressed up, pretty dressed to the nines. They're a lot better-looking clothes than I am just because that was the aesthetic, the ambiance, whatever you want to call it and stuff. And so I'm kind of looking around, and it's me, my friend Matt, and my friend Jay Horn. And Matt's dressed up a lot nicer than we both are. And I was just kind of looking around, and it's like, I really don't belong here. This is not my scene. This is not, and the food was great, had a good time, and it was really cool. There was a nice music room. They had like a pool, hot tub. It was really cool. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this is not where I belong. Arkansas belongs in the Southeastern Conference. They've proven it by going to 3 Southeastern Conference championships. Now, you haven't won any of those, but you have gone. You've been a 4-time co-winner. I guess 98, technically, you're still co, but Mississippi State went that year. You've proven over the years that you can compete against the likes of certain teams in this conference. Now, you've yet to beat Alabama since Nick Saban has arrived, but that's been the same for Tennessee. The question I want to start off this morning is, what is it going to take for you to feel like that Arkansas belongs in the SEC again? What is that going to look like in 2020? What is it, a particular game? Is it a particular moment? Is it a particular instance? What is that going to be for Arkansas football in 2020? This is The Morning Rush. He's Tommy Kraft. I'm Ty Richardson. 877-377-6963. The number to call or text in. We are always streaming live on hitthatline.com. You can find our video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you have a smart speaker, just say play ESPN Arkansas. Also on the TuneIn app as well. Follow our social media accounts at HitThatLineAR on Twitter, and then on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at HitThatLine. And make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel so you can get all our interviews, all our coaches' press conferences, all the practice video, all that stuff. Andy does a fantastic job with that. We're going to have ESPN college football broadcaster Sean McDonough join us at 8 o'clock this morning. Real excited to talk with him. He was on call for the Wake Forest Clemson game this weekend. Got a first-hand look at Dabo Swinney's squad, so we'll catch up with him about that and a lot more. What's the sense of belonging that this football team needs in 2020? What's it going to take for you to feel like this team, they're going to belong in this conference under Sam Pittman? Maybe not this year, but eventually down the road.
I've never felt like this program didn't belong in the SEC, but I can see where if you didn't have the historical perspective and you didn't understand how many times has Ole Miss been to the SEC championship game? That'd be 0. And Arkansas has been, 3 times. So this is a program that, for more than a year or two, for 4 to 5, maybe even you could even make a case all the way back to beginning in 2012, has not had has not earned a lot of respect in this conference. So what do you got to do? You got to start beating the teams you're expected to beat, and then you got to start beating the teams on occasion you're not expected to beat. Mm-hmm. When Arkansas was, had solid standing, if you will, in this league, you were beating Ole Miss and Mississippi State on the regular. You played South Carolina pretty much every year because that was your permanent East opponent who you came in the league with in '92. Well, you beat them more often than they beat you. Now you got Missouri in here. Heck, Kentucky now has the series lead on you by a couple of games. So, I mean, Arkansas beat Vanderbilt the last time they played. I mean, just some things like that you've got to start doing. The record looks a lot different. The perception of where you're at is a lot different. No one's talking about, 23-game losing streak. The last time you won an SEC game was 2017 against Ole Miss. In fact, that's the last time you beat a Power 5 program. So, I mean, just a lot of it's just get your act together and get back on the way that get back on that path. And I think it starts with some of the core values that Sam Pittman's going to reinstill in this program.
I think if you are someone that just recently moved to Arkansas and you're watching this football team and stuff and you're wondering why people were so agonized in pain based on what's going on and you don't have a historical context like you're talking about, then you're just kind of perplexed. And it's like, why are people so like this? It's because of what's happened in the past with this football program. That's not where this team should be. This team should not be a bottom dweller in the SEC. There's too much historical background of this team being good. Now, it's gone. We know it's different from the 60s and stuff. We know that's getting back to that point is probably not going to occur, but this team should not be the laughingstock of not just the SEC, but in college football. And you mentioned the stuff that Sam Pittman is going to instill with this football team. It's just a toughness factor, man. You just can't get run over consistently like this team has been the last couple of years, like they were under Chad Morris. At a certain point, you just got to say it stops here, and this team is yet to do that. And so getting back to feeling like you belong in the SEC starts with not getting blown out, and then it eventually leads to winning football games, some that you should be expected to win, and then some that you shouldn't be expected to win, but you do anyway. Because when you get back to a point where you're the prohibitive favorite over the likes of Missouri, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and maybe even some years LSU or A&M, just depending on the year, that's when you know that you feel like you belong again. I would venture to say that Arkansas has probably not been favored in an SEC game since 2016. I mean, and I think about that. Arkansas is probably, and I don't have 100%. I could be wrong. Maybe there was a 2017 game that they were favored in, but there's a good chance that this team has not been favored from a Vegas standpoint since 2016.
Well, who would it be? I mean, it'd have to have been Vanderbilt when you played them here, and they just smoked you because Ole Miss and Mississippi State have been just flat better than you since then. Since Dan Mullen and Dak Prescott were down there, and Ole Miss had Hugh Freeze cheating to bring in players. I mean, they were just better. So, I mean, who in an SEC game would? It'd have to have been Missouri, or maybe that couple of times you played Vanderbilt. Be it. Because the Western Division, there wasn't a team out there that anyone thought you were better than under any circumstance. So, yeah, that's probably right.
I mean, that's just where you're at right now as a football program. So you got to get back to a point where that is no longer the case, that you should be expected that. And that's the kind of sense of belonging, because right now you're chastised, you're ridiculed, you're made fun of consistently across SEC message boards, on social media. The SEC network has not pulled any punches when it comes to these last couple of years, and really since the start of the SEC network, which was either 2013 or 2014, forgetting the exact year. 14. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of good stuff to talk about with Arkansas football outside of a one pretty good year, I guess, in 2015. You really haven't had just consistent football. I mean, even then it wasn't consistent. You lost to Toledo and Little Rock that year. So it's got to be very frustrating to have all this history. And I don't know, the majority of our listeners are older, and so you know what it was like to win football games. You know what it was like to be one of the more respected teams, not only in the SEC, but all of college football. And being the old Southwest Conference case, the last time you won a Southwest or a conference championship was in 1989 with Quinn Grover and company, and it's just been so long since you had a high level of success in really conference alone, not just the winning a championship, but it's been a decade since you've had really just a really, really good football team. And it's going to be curious to see if Sam Pittman, year one, can give you that sense of belonging that you've been craving for the past couple years.
All right, we're off and running on a Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. They want you to get out and explore the great natural state and all of our country this fall. They have the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping, like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
All right, coming up on the program, we're getting this weird stuff with college football. Bunch of upsets on Saturday over the weekend. Got some quick hitting headlines to get to. And is it ever okay to have a fall wedding? That's a question I know that many of you have been asking. I want to touch on that a little bit as well. Clay Henry going to join us at 7 o'clock this morning per usual. And again, ESPN's Sean McDonough joins us at 8 this morning.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagle's Nest is coming in hot.
At Toyota, today's the day to score a great deal. That means today's the day to take a ride in your thrilling new Camry. Today's the day to scale new heights in your powerful new RAV4 Hybrid. Or maybe today's the day to turn heads in your stylish new Corolla. Today's the perfect day to tackle a new outdoor project in your tough new Tundra. Today might even be the day to go as far as the road will take you with the epic range of your new Highlander Hybrid. Today's the day to save on all your favorites like the Toyota Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, Tundra, and more. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Head into your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
During the Today's the Day sales event, qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months or a total bonus of $4,500 on a new 2020 Tundra Special Edition. Participating dealers only. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and end 9/30/20.
Wheels RV on Highway 412, 5 miles west of Springdale, has new owners. Lee J. Ferris and Chris Owens are dedicated to making your vacation dreams a reality. Wheels RV has the top brands like Grand Design, Forest River, Vibe, KZ, and Sportsman, plus Paradigm Fifth Wheels, the hottest new fifth wheel on the market. Wheels RV, the only lifetime warranty dealer in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale.
906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, now open Tuesday through Saturday. Still serving all the 906 specialty items, with new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, dine in or carry out, wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails and cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels more like a destination, following all of the state guidelines in a state-of-the-art air filtration system for your safety. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open Tuesday through Saturday at 4 p.m.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about renter's insurance. Divorce is never easy. Many times problems continue to arise long after the divorce is over. If you are dealing with a high conflict custody or visitation issue, you need an attorney that handles those specific type of cases. Call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners for immediate assistance with your situation. Kevin Hickey Law Partners, able to handle high conflict custody cases all over the state of Arkansas and other states. Check out kevinhickeylaw.com or call 479-434-2414 in Fort Smith and 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Turner, 5-step drop this time, going for the home run, and it's caught! It's Lucas, and he's heading for the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas, 80 yards!
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Crazy weekend of college football. We're going to get into it coming up here on the Morning Rush. Had a little Joe's Grill and Cantina on Friday, Tommy.
I saw your picture.
Fajita Friday.
You had fajitas over there. Hey, it won't be long, and the Razorbacks will be playing again, and every Hog game is on TV at Joe's. And, of course, when the Hogs are on, that means half-price apps and taps. It's one of our favorite places to be on a game day because you can get the brisket nachos. You can get the sampler platter. You can get the 10-layer dip. You can get the Mexican pizza. Any of their appetizers are half price during all the televised Hog games, which every football game is, we all know. So stop in and spend some time on game day at Joe's Grill and Cantina. It's one of our favorite places. Plus, with TVs all around the restaurant, you got a front row seat no matter where you sit. All right, half-price apps and taps, every televised Hog game. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Hart.
Let's start with the Red Wolves' victory over the weekend. They defeat Kansas State, and this is coming off their loss to Memphis, and then they get the better of the Wildcats. They beat them 35-31, and I believe this game was in Manhattan.
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't watch it, but I saw the score, and I was a little surprised by this after losing to Memphis and then going on the road to Kansas State and beating the Wildcats.
I thought it would be a close game because Arkansas State had more actual field time. They played some games to this point, played Memphis. But this game, I didn't expect Arkansas State to win this game. I didn't expect the Big 12. I know we're going to get to this, have the struggles they had over the weekend with Sun Belt teams. Yeah. But Arkansas State gets the victory. Huge moment for that program, huge moment for Blake Anderson.
And let's keep it rolling with Sun Belt teams. Louisiana Lafayette defeats Iowa State, and they defeat them handily. This game was played in Ames, 31-14. Now, Billy Napier was one of the guys that was kind of tossed around in the coaches search when it came to Arkansas. Huge win for him over Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell he's a good football coach, but he struggles in openers. They barely beat Northern Iowa a few years back. That might have been last year, honestly. Not a good start for Iowa State and the Cyclones. I know our friend Nate Olson was probably writhing in pain after that game on Saturday.
Yeah, not an easy one to watch if you're now you know how we feel as Razorback fans the last few years. This is a glimpse into our world if you're a K-State or an Iowa State or a Kansas fan. Of course, Kansas is used to losing, so probably a little different for Kansas State and Iowa State versus Kansas.
So we're continuing on with the kind of Arkansas coaching search names. One of the guys that was tossed out was Mike Norvell. Well, Georgia Tech beat the Florida State Seminoles 16-13 in that one. You're already seeing fire Norvell on Florida State message boards.
You're fired. You're fired.
They are not happy with Mike Norvell over there in Tallahassee and across the country as Florida State Seminoles fans. And this was just an ugly game. The offense for Florida State looked awful. Not a lot to say other than you lost to Georgia Tech. And, that's a tough team to prepare for, but you only gave up 16 points. So it's really the offense that
it's the offense
you were confused about.
Yeah, I watched part of this game, but not all of it. And, Florida State had a handle on it early in this game, but obviously weren't in a position to put the game away. And, just not the kind of start to your tenure that you're looking for, a program that has been one of the nationally proud programs. And, now you're off to just the wrong foot with this new coach after last year was such a disaster.
Speaking of not getting on the right foot, that would be Les Miles in Kansas. They lose to Coastal Carolina 38-23. Now, Arkansas needed a T.J. Hammonds 92-yard touchdown run a few years back to beat the Chancellors.
You're close. I always joke and kind of call them the Chandeliers, but they can't. You're close enough.
Okay, you're not even going to attempt it.
Yeah, the Coastal Carolina Cantaliers or something. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know Les Miles enjoys grass.
I tell you one thing: the grass at Tiger Stadium tastes best.
Question is, what type of grass was he on during this game on Saturday for them to lose at home in Lawrence? And I guess the grass in Lawrence, Kansas, which I couldn't even tell you the name of that football field, it's a dump compared to Outfield House. I'll tell you that much.
The Chanticleers.
Okay. Bad start? Is that the understatement of 2020?
The good thing is his boss has plenty of other things to worry about right now, like keeping the ship afloat financially. So, and no one has the money to buy anybody out right now. So I mean, it's they're not going to fire him over it, but it's certainly not a good start, and it's a bad look for the Big 12 as a whole over the weekend, losing those 3 games.
One Big 12 team that did not have trouble over the weekend is the Oklahoma Sooners. They beat Bobby Petrino 48-0. Now, this was kind of disappointing. While in Northwest Arkansas this weekend, we were trying to watch this game. Friends ordered it on pay-per-view.
Oh, did they?
And it didn't work.
Wow.
It didn't work.
And that was $55. That was more than $1 a point if you got it.
So they are going to be calling into the cable company today and getting that refund because my friend was volatile and not happy, yelling at the TV and deservedly so.
Wait. You got a close friend that's a Sooner fan?
He's not a Sooner fan, but he enjoys watching. Oklahoma football, and we wanted to watch Spencer Rattler, so we'll get into coming up. So, do you not have friends that are Sooner? Brian Patterson's a Sooner fan.
He's a fake Sooner fan. He's a closet Sooner. He's a Sooner fan to make his wife happy.
Yeah, well, that's a Sooner fan, nevertheless. Other Big 12 teams that had action over the weekend. Texas Tech squeaked one out against Houston Baptist over the weekend. That was a tightly contested ball game. The University of Texas crushed UTEP 59-3 in that one. Again, we talked about Sean McDonough, ESPN college football broadcaster. He's going to be joining us at 8 o'clock this morning. He was on call for Clemson's 37-13 victory. Then I was ribbing Orange a little bit over the weekend because Notre Dame did not look good.
They did not.
Ian Book threw one interception. Should have thrown 2. One was slipped. No, it was an offsides play, and Duke had to obviously bring the ball back. But Notre Dame did not look good, and I was joking with him over the weekend that Arkansas would have gone down there because Arkansas was supposed to play, obviously, the Fighting Irish this past weekend. It would have been really fun to feel an upset down there. But
if they'd have played like they played against Duke, against the Razorbacks, you probably had a chance to win that ball game. And
definitely would have at least covered, and Arts would have been on all Rogers holding up a sign that says I was wrong or whatever the bet was going to be.
Right, or listen to the Morning Rush. But and Clemson, I don't know if you got to watch that game. I watched probably a good half of that, just going back and forth between. They were more dominant than 37-13. I think it was 37-3, and then some late points
for Wake Forest.
For Wake Forest made that look closer, but they were pretty dominant throughout that contest. I don't see anybody beating them right now in the ACC with what we saw from this weekend. Hey, are you looking to get that paint project done before fall really gets here? Get into the paint store, your go-to place for inspiration when it comes to choosing the latest in colors, even those great fall colors as well. They're in Van Buren, and they're friendly. They do special orders with no hassle at all, and they are very glad to help you. Sue's been there for more than 30 years. They can guide you through the maze of colors that are out there to make your project look perfect. It's all at the paint store, 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren, or call Sue at 474-4505. That's 474-4505 for the paint store.
Coming up, we'll get into the quick hitty headlines. Also want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys last night. Unfortunately, didn't get the dub.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Woo Pig Sue, Woo Pig Sue, Woo Pig Sue-wee. From the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, get the scratch off in your hands. You could win 20 grand just for being a fan. Woo Pig Sue, Woo Pig Sue, Woo Pig Sue-wee. You need to get off the sidelines and play. Then when you win, you can hire a marching band to follow you around all day. Score big and get your chance at $20,000 today. Call 1-800-522-47.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
A little girl asked me one time, "Pastor, does the devil have a mother?" I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second. Yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
In September at Frank Roll Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, best seats in the house.
Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Evans Body Shop wants you to know that you are now able to get the repair process started on your schedule. With just a few clicks of your cell phone, you can send photos and your vehicle information directly to our shop. We will respond within 24 hours with a detailed estimate for repairs. It's that simple. We are here for you. Visit our website for all of the details. We offer complimentary pickup and drop-off as well, and extra steps are being taken to ensure your car is returned as good as new and completely sanitized.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
See the full line of Gravely mowers with 0% financing for 48 months at Bush Tractor in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com.
Now that summer's almost over and the kids are back in school, make it a September to remember by getting that nicer, newer car you've been wanting at Rath Auto Resources. Hi folks, Larry Rath here, and I'm making it easy with discounts up to $4,300 on our great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, with used cars in short supply, I'll be giving up to $3,200 extra for trade-ins. Even if you're still making payments, we can help you get into your nicer, newer car now at Rath Auto Resources. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. We've become one of the top centers in the country by taking care of our customers and their cars better than anyone over the last 9 years, and by offering great deals like buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change starting at only $24.95. Don't wait any longer. Make it a September to remember with a nicer, newer car from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
You can be the hero of the office. Just go to hitthatline.com and enter to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest. Every week, one lucky listener wins lunch from your local Hardee's restaurant for up to 15 people at your job site or workplace. It's easy to sign up. Just click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest button. Give us your information, and you're entered just like that. Every Thursday, we announce a winner during halftime. Win free lunch for all your work buddies. The Hardee's Lunch Bunch from Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com. ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Here's Jones on a keeper. Out over the 40 to midfield. Matt Jones may take it to the house.
Subscribe to the Morning Rush Podcast wherever podcasts are found.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Going to go to the phone lines coming up in just a sec. Also get into some quick-hitting headlines, especially what's going on with the Big Ten and potentially playing football this season. All that's coming up here on the Morning Rush on a Hot Take Monday.
Yeah, it's brought to you by Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. They want you to get out and explore everything that's out there in the natural state this fall. They have the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Hey, it's all at the all-new Wheels RV, 5 miles west of Exit 72 on 549 in Springdale. Before we head to the phones, also want to remind you, get to hitthatline.com. We're about 10 days out before we give that Traeger grill away. I spent my weekend doing a little grilling, so if you want to do some grilling for football, get to hitthatline.com. Traeger grill giveaway brought to you by Brad's Home Entertainment in Mountain Home.
All right, going to the phone lines, welcoming in Danny in Russellville, who wants to talk about Arkansas State's win. And I forgot to mention this as well. There were several players, I think 15 total was what Chad Paris texted in, Danny, that didn't travel to Manhattan, but the Red Wolves and Blake Anderson got the win anyway.
I watched the game. It was a good game. But really, if Arkansas State hadn't made so many boneheaded plays, they would have probably beat them 3 touchdowns. It was that they were that dominant. It's just I could not believe the boneheaded plays they kept making. 2nd and 33, and you get a late hit on a quarterback. Come on.
Yeah.
And when they were closing the game out, playing their, prevent defense where nothing but just a Hail Mary's going to win, they had another late hit on a play that was over. It's just amazing that today's modern football players cannot think that the worst thing you can do is what they do. I just can't believe it. I hope that we don't see any of that with the Hogs this year, because that's the kind of thing we did last year. You got off the field and somebody has a late hit on a play that doesn't even matter. And that's pretty much what happened with Arkansas State. They dominated the game, but those stupid plays, forgot to block a player on a punt and give up a touchdown on a block punt. It's just the kind of stuff that's as you guys say, the Arkansas thing to do. They did it, and they still won. Can't believe it, but I was proud they did. With this Big Ten thing, say they do vote to play football and they start a month from now. Are they going to play a reduced schedule, or are they going to? How's that going to work?
What do they have to play at a minimum to consider it a legit season? If they
That's
wanted to
correct.
play in time to get to the college football playoff, at least 8, I would think. Everyone else is playing 10 or 11. I would think 8 would be like the minimum number to really kind of figure out where you're at as a league, and if Ohio State's good enough to be in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I mean, does everybody push the college football playoffs back and wait on them?
Nope.
It's a weird situation.
That's the question that people have been asking as far as that's concerned.
If they're going to play starting late October, it's gonna be hard for them to get in.
Well,
8 games, right?
I'm just looking. Well, here's the thing: if they started October 17th, Saturday, that's the 3rd Saturday in October. You could play every Saturday with no bye until December 19th and get 10 games in. Now, I don't know if they would even consider that, but that's what is possible. Now, I don't think they would. That would probably eliminate you from having a championship game. So you'd either have to back up a week or only play 9 if you want to have a championship game on the 19th, because you're not going to have a championship game on the 26th. So
I kind of wish
10
that the
Saturdays.
Hogs had started this weekend or next weekend so they could have an extra bye. Wouldn't that have made a lot more sense?
Well, there was some discussion of that, but they still the thing they placed value on was the students being back on campus longer to see what the numbers did, to see about positive numbers and how how this virus reacted. Remember, when they made this decision, what was it, June? I think it was June or July when they made the decision on the schedule. you didn't know what you were going to be facing now. Declining numbers in our state, declining numbers across a lot of places. But the fear was exactly what we saw 2 weeks after students came on campus, a spike.
Right.
Now it's kind of went away. You feel pretty confident you can get this season at least started.
Well, the thing is, like Ty said, you put the future of this football season in the hands of a bunch of millennials,
Drunks, yeah.
That don't make you feel too good. But
a $70 million bet on millennials. How comfortable are you with that, Danny?
Have a good day.
Yeah.
You too, Danny. So, all right, let's get into this Big Ten conversation that Danny brought up. This is reported from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel that they plan on, and I'm talking about the Big Ten, plan on starting Big Ten football on October the 17th. So that's something that we'll definitely continue to keep an eye on. Yesterday, there wasn't a vote from the Big Ten presidents, but they were very pleased with the medical plans and advancements, and they look like they're going to play football at some point this fall. So this is something that everyone's really in tune with, not only in the Big Ten, but across college football, and how that's going to affect the college football season as a whole. Hadn't heard a peep out of the Pac-12, or at least not that I've seen his stuff.
I don't think with as much with the political landscape in California, which is a main anchor of the Big 12 or the Pac-12, and then you add in Oregon and Washington, those three states, I'd be shocked if they followed suit on this deal. Just because of the the governor's got to have a lot of, in these states, are going to have a lot of say, and that's why this is happening. The political pressure in the Big Ten states that, hey, Pitt's playing, but Penn State can't. We're playing high school football in Ohio, but Ohio State can't. You keep going down the list of all of these things that are happening in that footprint. In a lot of that Pac-12 footprint, those things aren't occurring. Now, there is professional football, as we watched last night, with the Chargers and the Cowboys being played in some of this footprint, but not to the degree what we're seeing in the Big Ten footprint. And let's be honest, football doesn't matter as much on the West Coast as it does in Big Ten country or SEC country. That's inarguable.
Speaking of the Cowboys played last night and came up short in Game 1. Have you ever done smelling salts before?
Where they have to wake you up? You're talking about like the pneumonia capsules?
Is that what they're for?
Usually, yeah, it's ammonia. So
okay,
not pneumonia, ammonia.
Ammonia.
Yeah, it smells bad. No, I've not had to do that.
You have not had to do that.
No.
So we did them before our fantasy football draft to just get us riled up or whatever. There was a Dallas Cowboy player. Jenkins, did you know who that was that had the smelling salts in his face mask? I just had him like right in there, and I guess
that's kind of old school.
Yeah,
I mean, the ammonia caplets is what they usually are to when you get kind of knocked silly. It gets you back on square.
So as someone that's done it, unfortunately, Stephen A. Smith had quite a reaction after the result of last night's game.
How about the Cowboys?
I miss him and Skip going at it on a regular basis on First Take because he would be having a field day with Skip Bayless after the Cowboys lost last night. But one thing, I'll say this, and I wanted to ask you this morning because from my vantage point and my view, I thought the Cowboys were screwed last night. On the call, I think it was Michael Gallup that got like a 50 or 60-yard bomb thrown to him by Dak.
Took him down about the 15.
And Jalen Ramsey shouldn't be in football. He should be in acting classes because that was one of the biggest acting jobs I've ever seen. But it did not make sense. I thought it was a weak call. Just your perspective as a ref on the call made last night.
What Ty is describing, if you didn't stay up late, it was an offensive pass interference call. Gallup and Ramsey were just jockeying back and forth for ball in the air, and Gallup puts his hand and doesn't shove off, but just creates and keeps kind of an arm, not an arm bar, just a straight arm, and keeps separation between him and Ramsey.
I wouldn't even say he fully extended it to be.
Yeah, it was fully extended, but he didn't. When he extended, he didn't create separation by putting the straight arm out there. It didn't create more separation. But Ramsey, as you said, acted and threw his shoulders and his upper body back, and that caught the attention of the field judge on that side, who, after the ball was caught by Gallup, threw the flag. I'm with you. It was a weak tot. It was a weak call. I wonder if last year, and this wiped out the play that would have put the Cowboys at least in field goal position. Now, some want to go as far as to say they got screwed, it cost them the game. I will not go that far because
The defense was absolutely
The defense
atrocious.
was not very good, and there was still going to be a minute or so on the clock at that point. Who knows how the rest of the game would have played out? I'm not confident the Cowboys would have, because 20-17, I believe that's right. I'm not confident they would have gotten into the end zone at that point. They may have kicked the field goal to tie the game. Who knows how it would have played out? So to say it cost them the game, perhaps, but you can't say that for definite. I wonder, though, a year ago we had a review on pass interference. It was a challengeable call. They've taken that out because really there wasn't much of an appetite to change calls. I still think the official that threw the flag should be the one going to look at his own call and say, you like it? As an official, that's what I would want to do. You like that one you threw there, Bob or Jim or whatever? You might want to pick that one up because I think that one's one when they look back at it, they'll pick them up. But let's also keep this in mind. Last point on the officiating. How many games have the officials had at this point? 0. Now 1 this weekend. How many practices, how many preseason games did they get? That'd be 0. So to expect perfection out of, which is always the standard. Hey, refs, all we need you to do is be perfect game 1 and then improve from there. They're going to miss stuff too. They have not had nearly the time on the field that the players have had. They've not had preseason games. They've probably worked some closed scrimmages, inter-squad, but, for a lot of these guys, it was the first time to be out on the field this year in a competitive situation.
And I'm not usually apologetic towards Dallas Cowboys fans, but I was last night. And I know you said you didn't watch and stay up watch the game, but I'm assuming you were angry when you woke up.
Oh yeah, it's a nice way to wake up at 4:30 this morning.
I didn't like the call either, but but the way Dallas had played throughout the game, I'm not confident they'd have still won the game if there had been no call on the play.
Well, it didn't help.
You could not call defensive pass interference. It wasn't like they got it backwards. There was no defensive pass interference on the play.
Yeah. So, all right,
But I didn't think there was offensive pass interference either.
Last quickie headline for you, Jenkins. I'll kind of relay this over to you. New start for halftime day. New show lineup. Morning rush is staying the same every weekday, 6 to 9. The Dan Levitard show will be 9 to 11, and then you guys will be on from 11 to 1.
11 to 1. But I got to remind Phil I got to text him early this morning because he doesn't know what 11 o'clock is like. So
are you saying he sleeps in a little late?
He sleeps in a little bit later at 12. But no, we're on from 11 to 1 today. Be the best way to spend your lunchtime hour when you're out on your lunch break, getting you some lunch from work, and you can hang out with us from 11 to 1.
All right, so for those in Northwest Arkansas listening on 99.5, Press Row, on the day of Power Hour, that stuff will come after halftime now.
Correct.
For those listening on 95.3 in the River Valley, 96.3 in Southwest Arkansas, 104.3 in North Central Arkansas, Greenie will now be heard 1 to 3. So we'll all get used to the new lineup together. It gives us a little more flow to what we're doing here throughout the day, and it keeps your lunchtime a little more occupied with SmackDown because that's what the people demanded.
Yes, the people demanded.
What about Phil? What about Matty T? This was thousands of cards and letters and emails and tweets about wanting SmackDown a little earlier.
Yes, that's all anybody wants. They want more SmackDown.
And then this also, see, we have a good pizza buffet around the corner. It closes at 1:30. SmackDown was really getting tired of not being able to get there by the time the buffet closed.
Yep.
So
I know exactly what pizza buffet you're talking about as well. So
this is all about the pizza buffet.
I appreciate it, boss.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You do care about me.
Exactly. They got a good salad bar there, too. Quick Hitting Headlines are brought to you by Standard Material Group. They have immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in Northwest Arkansas. So if you're listening on your way to a job you hate this morning, you need to get online to jobs.crh.com. If you've got a CDL license without an automatic restriction, you want to be home at nights, you want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, again, online, jobs.crh.com to apply. That's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
I asked this question earlier and want to get into this conversation now about fall weddings. Unfortunately, one of my good friends from college has one beginning in October, and I will not be able to go. And he knows this because he was in the business for a brief period of time, and he knows, like, once football season, it's basically like tax season for accountants. Work, work, work. No fun, no play. And in accordance with fall weddings, I'm curious to our listeners' opinions, 877-377-6963. Is it ever okay to have a fall wedding? Miss Lisa from Northeast Arkansas already chiming in, said, I told my kids, grandkids, etc., if they choose to get married during football season, they are on their own.
Yeah. I mean, here's also the thing, guys. If you agree to this fall wedding, and let's face it, as men, we have little input on the wedding. They're just happy we actually show up so there can be pictures made. They can put their dress. We're just a convenient accessory to all the weddings anyway. Not nearly as a big a part of the wedding as some would lead you to believe. But the problem here is, unless you are one of the very lucky 1%ers that have married a woman that loves college football as much as you do, even though you've disrupted just one day of your life during college football, here's the problem you got. You're going to be in Eureka Springs every year on a football Saturday. You're going to be somewhere celebrating your anniversary at War Eagle. You're going to be on the road somewhere not watching college football because you're in Branson. Or it may be a great exotic location. Maybe you'll be fortunate to be in Hawaii or Mexico. But again, you're not going to be parked in front of the TV, cold one in hand, watching football. The problem isn't just, Ty, the wedding day itself. It's then every year you've got an anniversary that falls during college football season.
So it sounds like that you're against this anyway.
I'm totally against. I am much like Miss Lisa. I've told my daughters from a very young age that Dad's not financially supporting fall weddings at this point in the game. Okay. So if you want a fall wedding, I'm out.
You can pay for it on your. All right. So
and that usually gets their attention and changes their plans.
It changes their tune. So the question becomes: is there ever a example that you can point to that makes it okay? Friday night, is that ever okay? But based on what you're saying, because it still would fall on.
Again, you got to think this out, guys. It's not, well, we're going to do it on Friday. It won't interrupt the Arkansas-Ole Miss game the next day. Yeah, but what are you going to do 3 years from now when Arkansas is playing Alabama and both are in the top 10 or whatever the situation is? You're playing A&M. It's a big week. Whatever it is, and you're not at the game. You're not watching the game because, again, you're at a crafts fair in Eureka Springs with your wife on an anniversary weekend.
I will say in 2 weeks for my buddy Johnny's wedding, props to his fiancée, Allie, because she is putting the game on the projector.
That's still not good enough, though. I appreciate
you're talking about give and take here with, and I'm sure there's some give and take with you and Mrs. Laura. Like you've had to do.
And I'm going to tell you this. I'm about out on these New Year's holiday weddings as well because I've missed some college football playoff games in recent times that we've had to adjust around. So, I mean, that's also becoming an area you might want to think about. So,
what about the backdrop and the foliage?
That's what I'm told by my oldest daughter. But, Dad, fall weddings are so beautiful because of the change of the fall foliage. Oh. Yeah, because blooming dogwoods and azaleas aren't pretty. You know,
I guess not. Jason texted in and says deer hunting in SEC football is no-go for him on fall wedding.
I'm with you.
So if you want to text
thumbs up, Jason.
877-377-6963. This is probably going to be a pretty lopsided argument. Text out of the 870 says, I bet divorce rates are higher on fall marriages.
Well, see, here's the thing, and Jason brings up a great point about deer season. If we wait until spring to have the wedding, that means we've had time to have deer season, get the deer to the processor, and nothing says a great Southern wedding than have deer backstrap, venison tenderloin at the reception, right? I mean, perfect.
I will give my middle sister props because the wedding get this, and I would describe Claire's as more proper and kind of. I don't know the right word, but I thought first of all she had her wedding in an airplane hangar, which was so cool.
Okay.
Second, the meals that we had was Chipotle, which I love Chipotle, and pizza. And that's like not Claire at all. Claire's, I guess high end is maybe, and then like really, really cool looking house, really modern and stuff. But like the wedding was just like really chill, and I did not expect that from her. So props to my middle sister.
Probably helped on the budget too.
And you're 100% right on that. But I was thinking to myself, it's like, man, to have that food, but. That was a summer wedding. It was not a fall wedding, but it seems like the majority of calls and texts that we got this morning.
You've got to get a license to hunt a deer. You got to get a trout stamp to go fish on the White River. There's so many rules and regulations. Well, you also have to get a license to get married, and and a lot of times, deer season has a season, right? Dove season has been going on. Bow season coming up. Modern gun season in November. Everything kind of has its place in a season. It's not couldn't we just have a wedding season?
Yeah, we need
one. All right, from Labor Day till New Year's Eve. I'll grant you, I don't know. See, even New Year's Eve's bad for me because you got bowl games.
And your birthday.
Right. I mean, these fall weddings.
On New Year's, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these fall weddings they're highly inconvenient.
Yeah. And there are going to be some people that legitimately don't show up because of college football. Yeah. Like, for example, one of the last fall wedding I went to was during the Arkansas-Texas A&M game, and I'm not kidding. I did not listen to one word of that ceremony because I was just on my phone watching it the entire time. Yeah. 877-377-6963. Kagan and Piggott wants to hop on this fall wedding conversation. Kagan, you're on the Morning Rush.
How y'all doing this morning?
And good weekend. How about yourself?
Typical Monday for me. I'll tell y'all something y'all didn't know. I'm actually getting married November 14th. I was supposed to get married. Yeah.
You didn't pick that date either, did you, Kagan?
No. And I know y'all don't really know me that good, but man, I'm a serious hunter.
Especially, that's opening. That's opening weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it starts the weekend before. Okay. It runs through all the way, but I mean,
But still, there's what?
This is a big deal.
There's few precious Saturdays in modern gun season, and you're being asked to give up one of three. Maybe if there's a Christmas hunt, maybe 4 precious weekend days of modern gun. That's what you're being asked to surrender here.
But we agreed.
It's a sacrifice in its own.
Yeah.
Like the second Saturday in October, which was fine with me. Hey, it's not the rut. It's not gun season.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this coronavirus stuff happened, and I'm working one day, and she calls me and just talking real fast, talking about, hey, we got to move our wedding this day, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, whatever, I'm busy, I'll call you back, Well, I call her back, and she said November 14th, and I about had a stroke. I said, that's gun season. And that's on a Saturday, which I knew, that was a football game, too. So I'm in my deer stand, playing on my phone, listening to the Razorbacks game. But of all people, and all my buddies are like, man, you of all people to get married during gun season? I'm like, man, I ain't got no choice.
Yeah. And I'm assuming she won't do it at deer camp.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We'll just have deer jerky at the reception.
So, Kagan,
I'm going hunting that morning.
Kagan, where are you? First of all, I love that. Where are you getting married, man? November.
In Paragould. We're in a place called Cedar Ridge. See, we're from Paragould, but we moved up here in Piggott.
Okay.
Because we bought some land and stuff, and her family's got a big cattle farm up here. But like I say, in Cedar Ridge, there in Paragould.
Well, congratulations, I guess.
Congrats are in order. Appreciate the call this morning, Kagan, as we continue to talk about the other thing I asked Tommy. Is it okay for me to wear a Razorback tie, or is that too? Now,
I think that's okay.
Okay, that's okay. It's a retro-looking one, too.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm excited about
that. All right,
that.
maybe we'll get a few more calls in on this subject. Clay Henry's going to join us. It's a Hot Take Monday here on the Morning Rush. We're brought to you by World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. You can get a 2-year price guarantee when you make the move to DISH right now. If your cable bill has gotten outrageous, you're paying $120 or $30 or $40 a month just to watch TV, that's ridiculous. You can get 3 TVs in your house for $74.99, and that's whole home DVR and HD in every room. Call WOW now, 877-305-DISH. They'll even throw in the Google doorbell system, too. 877-305-DISH for WOW World of Wireless.
Play coming up. Sean McDonough joins us at 8.
Invest in your own backyard oasis with Burton Pools and Spas. In Springdale and in Fort Smith, Burton's has everything you need. Semi-in-ground Doughboy pools, right now starting at $99.97. And upgrade now to a robotic cleaner valued at $600 for free. Check out the Endless Pools by Hot Springs, which allows you to swim all year long. Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun. The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Born in Arkansas, designed in the Swiss Alps, and field tested all over the world, Canis tactical hunting gear will allow you to hunt longer, farther, and in more comfort than ever before. Whether you are hunting early or late season whitetails, chasing greenheads in the timber, or stalking elk in the west, our layering system has you covered. We're a direct-to-consumer company, so shop our website at canisathlete.com and use the code Arkansas to receive 15% off your first order. Follow us on social at Canis Athlete for updates and new product launches. Be the wolf.
If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Contact them at 479-997-2366 or at BrentHigginsTrucking.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7, randallford.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
Are you looking for a new place to call home? Whether you're looking for an apartment, duplex, townhome, or a house, Trinity Multifamily has you covered. They even have options in surrounding states, from Texas to Michigan and Kansas to Tennessee. If you're looking for a new place to call home, make Trinity Multifamily your first call at 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Introducing Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar. Full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero. 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Partly to mostly sunny sky today. Our high this afternoon in the low to mid 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy and overnight low near 60. Sunshine with this Tuesday. Our high in the low to mid 80s. And then we could introduce a chance of showers and thunderstorms into the picture Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Follow us on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong?
Lloyd! The Morning Rush starts right now.
Good conversation to close the 6 o'clock hour out. We'll circle back on fall weddings. Is it ever okay? Is there an asterisk around anything? We'll do that with Clay. Clay told us during the break he's got a couple wedding stories coming up, and we'll do that. But I want to talk about the Big 12 this weekend, really just college football as a whole coming up here on the Morning Rush, because I'm assuming Clay has some hot takes this
Don't
week.
make me laugh. Don't bring up the Big 12 here before I'm supposed to do a read. I mean, that's too funny, right? The Big 12 this weekend.
Pretty bad on their part.
Hey, the all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, hey, relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 on 549 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Clay, we're 12 days out from Arkansas football, 12 days out from SEC football, so we'll have to settle for the Big 12 and other games to this point. Just kind of your overall thoughts on college football this weekend and the conference as a whole just struggling mightily.
Well, it's just a lot of fun to get started, and then it's even more fun to see those teams, stub their toes. And
Too bad it wasn't Texas. So.
Yeah, it was, and there's probably going to be some more of that. But hey, they weren't smart as the SEC. They played those non-conference games.
Exactly what I was thinking, Clay, that, hey, doesn't it look good on the SEC now to not have that non-conference game? So even if you lose to somebody, well, at least it's a conference game, you know?
Yeah, and nobody can gripe that they're playing a weak schedule either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like who's gonna say anything bad about Arkansas? Now,
but in fairness, you should win those games.
You should win those games. Yep, you should win them. And we celebrate Arkansas State's victory. Good for Blake Anderson. We've gotten to see them a lot already this year, and they've done well.
I got a text in here on YouTube from Chubby Chaser 501 talking about Spencer Rattler, the quarterback for Oklahoma, who we'll get into this later. But by the way, grew up an Arkansas Razorback fan. Grew up in Conway, Arkansas. Favorite player was Darren McFadden, and did not get even a phone call from the University of Arkansas. But he looked good over the weekend, Clay. I wasn't able to watch it. My friend tried to pay for it on pay-per-view, and for whatever reason, the cable provider did not. Something happened in the process, didn't get a chance to watch it. But Oklahoma, once again, seems like they got a really good quarterback. They've had Hurts, Mayfield, Murray, and now Spencer Rattler looks like to be taking up the helm for the Sooners this year.
Yeah, and I think that you have to give some credit to Lincoln Riley, who really has a nice system, and they've recruited well too. Oklahoma's got a strong team, and I would be surprised if they didn't win the Big 12.
Yeah, no better pitch than college football than Lincoln Riley has. You think about Hurts going to New York this last year, and then Kyler and Baker winning back-to-back Heisman trophies. I mean, there's not a better coach in the country from the quarterback standpoint that has a recruiting pitch or a transfer pitch when it comes to that. So they wiped the floor with Bobby Petrino and, if I could say it, Missouri State Bears. But it was just weird to see, like, Iowa State got creamed by Louisiana Lafayette, and then Arkansas State going on the road to Kansas State. And we'll get in this conversation coming up more. This is going to be the weirdest college football year in my lifetime. Now, I can't date as far back as you, Clay. You having a few years on me, 41. But, I mean, I would venture to say that probably in your lifetime too, Clay, this is going to be the biggest, if not the weirdest college football year we've ever seen as a whole.
Yeah, I compare it back to that, that season 1879. I compare it to that season. No, I'm just teasing. There's not one. No, I don't think there's any of them anywhere. Anybody that can say this is, I guess I was talking to a really old timer, and he talked about in World War II that, the good college players were playing for their air base or their Navy bases, and things like that. That was unusual, but I'm not sure it compares to where some teams can play, some teams can't. It's just it's bizarre. That's all I can say.
I guess it was the Florida State Georgia Tech game I was watching, and they showed some pictures of the crowds in the 1918 flu pandemic, Spanish flu. And they had masks on in the stands, but they still played through college football. And the point to them showing the photos and going through the story was this is, the second pandemic that some of these programs that have been around for more than 100 years have played through, and Georgia Tech being one of them. And they were some pictures, even though they were playing in Tallahassee, showing some pictures from their archives. So there's been a few of these strange ones. We just didn't think we'd see them in our lifetime.
Yep, and all I can say is can't, hurry up and get here. I mean, yeah. I'm we've been hashing this out this season, this team, yet we haven't really gotten to see them. And you can go to practice and, there might be 20 or 30 players out, and you wonder how many of them are hurt, how many of them are just in quarantines, or how many of them have COVID. There's been no transparency about that, which if I was the coach, I wouldn't give out those, numbers and information as well. I wouldn't, lead anybody on the other team to believe who you have and who you don't have. So,
yeah. Speaking of that, I know we're going to get a lot more into this later in the show, but you're down to 2 weeks, and really they've officially kind of closed the book on what we would call camp, even though it's not been a true camp schedule, Clay. And now it's 2 weeks of really drilling down and getting ready for Georgia.
Yep, try to get everybody healthy and full speed. I think that. There's some guys that have been dinged up, hip pointers, this and that. And now they're make sure that they get all those guys healthy and ready to go, and they've got time to do that. So they've hit as much as any Arkansas team that I've known about. Haven't seen it, but I know who's been in practice, and they tell me it's been physical and a tough grind. And as much as you can make it with guys in and out of practice with quarantine.
Which is going to be important for the toughness aspect that we've talked about time and time again on this program, that they need to have that from the jump this college football season. Since this college football season is going to be so weird, I think that could bode well for Arkansas. If you want to look for a positivity standpoint, like just over the weekend, I think is a prime example of these lesser teams that you would think have no business being in these games won this weekend. I know it's Big 12 competition. I know you're playing SEC competition, but it's still something that I think is going to be very interesting for Arkansas as a whole this college football season.
Here's a thought I had, guys. Well, with the way Clemson looked and the way Oklahoma looked, now this is a very early take that is subject to change, but boy, it sure seems like it's Clemson, Oklahoma, and 2 SEC teams if the college football if the Big Ten doesn't get in business pretty quick, that's what's going to be in the college football playoff.
Yeah, Oklahoma and Clemson looked dominant over the weekend. Yes, they were playing. Wake Forest has no business being on the same football field as Clemson, and same with Missouri State and Oklahoma. I'm curious to see, and I will say when their schedule heats up, Clemson's schedule doesn't really heat up. Their toughest game is going to be Notre Dame, and I believe that game's in South Bend this year, if I remember that correctly. And then for Oklahoma, I mean, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Texas. I mean, there's question marks for teams in the Big 12, but it looks like Oklahoma has a pretty good grip on the conference in the Big 12 and going back to the championship this season.
Hey, we're brought to you by Ouachita Farms, a state-licensed cannabis farm right here in Arkansas that processes, does their own seed labeling. They're in Hot Springs Village, and they have their products in over 200 stores around the state. If you're familiar with CBD products, you know about the benefits. If you don't, go to WashitaFarms.com, put the code WPS in, WPS15 at checkout. You'll get a great discount. I guarantee if you ask in your circle of friends, you've got friends using CBD oils and CBD products to sleep better, to help with pain management, to help with stress, to help with depression. There are all sorts of great uses that make your life better with CBD products, and it's 100% USA-grown hemp that's used with Ouachita Farms. Again, WashitaFarms.com, Arkansas-owned, family-run right here in our state. Go to their website, code WPS15 to check out for a great discount. That's WashitaFarms.com.
Tell me, we'll get into your SEC update, including a Texas A&M wide receiver that's opted out this season.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagles Nest is coming in hot.
Are you ready to take the next step? Want to make real money? How about averaging $2,800 per week? United Welding Institute is accepting new students to shape into high-paid career welders. Graduates of United Welding Institute find great-paying jobs in the oil field, power plants, refineries, pipelines, and more. United Welding Institute in Pottsville, Arkansas has been training professional field-tested welders since 2013. Change your life and call 479-968-3390 or visit UnitedWeldingInstitute.com.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Ann and Jeff Parker came to Arvest Bank to start saving for a vacation. Let's hear what happens.
Okay, Ann and Jeff, your savings account is all set up. Nice. So what's this big trip?
Hawaii, but probably not until next year.
Oh, well, since you have an Arvest credit card with Flex Rewards, you can actually roll your cashback rewards into this account or use your points towards flights and hotels. Could get you there sooner.
That's really
helpful.
Very helpful.
Financial solutions with you in mind. Arvest Bank, ready to help.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
The new $3 hotcake breakfast sandwich from Hardee's knows just how you like it. Your sausage, sizzling. And your eggs, fluffy. A full breakfast nestled between two sweet hotcakes. At only $3, the new hotcake breakfast sandwich is almost too good to be true. Wake up you're happy with the new hotcake breakfast sandwich. Part of the 2-3 more breakfast menu at Hardee's. Feed you're happy. Offer valid for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's restaurants. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
See the full line of Gravely mowers with 0% financing for 48 months at Bush Tractor in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com.
Whole Hog Cafe in Fort Smith wants you to know dine-in service is now open, recognizing all state and CDC guidelines. Takeout and delivery service remains available as well. Whole Hog Cafe Fort Smith is also, until further notice, open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. The Whole Hog Cafe on Burrow Road also has a drive-thru for your convenience. Call Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue or Burrow Road, or order online at WholeHogFortSmith.com for your award-winning Memphis-style barbecue and sides.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Now that summer's almost over and the kids are back in school, make it a September to remember by getting that nicer, newer car you've been wanting at Rath Auto Resources. Hi folks, Larry Rath here, and I'm making it easy with discounts up to $4,300 on our great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, with used cars in short supply, I'll be giving up to $3,200 extra for trade-ins. Even if you're still making payments, we can help you get into your nicer, newer car now at Rath Auto Resources. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. We've become one of the top centers in the country by taking care of our customers and their cars better than anyone over the last 9 years. And by offering great deals like buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change starting at only $24.95. Don't wait any longer. Make it a September to remember with a nicer, newer car from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Jones on the end around. He's got great speed. Still on his feet. Felix Jones might be gone. He is. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
The only thing that I watch on Facebook is the Morning Rush. That's it.
SEC update coming up here on the Morning Rush. Before we get into that, I want to remind you, if you go to hitthatline.com, you got a chance to win a Traeger grill from Brad's Home Entertainment there in Mountain Home. We've already almost got 600 people that have entered for this, so getting really excited about this. It's it's got this Wi-Fi technology where you can control the heat with your phone.
Yeah, you can hook the grill up to the phone itself. It's got meat probes. You can keep up with the if you're doing a brisket or a chicken or whatever you're smoking, you can keep up with the temperature inside. The great thing about a pellet grill is you can choose, hey, I want to use cherry wood or apple wood or hickory, and you can choose the pellets you want to put in for that particular smoke. And the great thing I love about the pellet grill that I have is you can put some ribs on at lunch, go fishing the rest of the afternoon, and the ribs are done when you get back, and perfect for dinner. So that's the great thing about having a Traeger grill.
So really excited about that. And we are giving that away when?
25th, so you got less than 2 weeks, 10 days from tomorrow. Hitthatline.com for your entry right there, and we'll give that away with Brad's Home Entertainment and hitthatline.com. Your SEC headlines coming up. Is your home in Arkansas at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? They've got a no-cost program to increase your comfort and to lower your bills. Trained crews will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, crews will install measures that could include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and a whole lot more. Hey, the services through this program are no charge for qualifying homes. So if you or someone you know could benefit from this, call OG&E today, 1-800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
All right, before we get into that, I want to welcome in Ben in Fayetteville to the program. Ben, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Headed out to the lake because I got nothing else to do being retired. Question for you guys. How much pressure does the Arkansas State win over K-State put on the local program here in Fayetteville, on the Razorbacks? I mean, that's a Power 5 win for Arkansas State. I'm not sure the last time the Hogs have had a Power 5 win, but what kind of pressure does that put on the staff here to go out and get a big win? I mean, to get a win. Any win right now is big because it's all conference games.
Well,
I mean, how much pressure does that put? And
Yeah,
I'll hang up and listen to you guys. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Ben.
you.
Yeah,
Last Power 5 win was Ole Miss in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time you beat a Power 5 program, and of course an SEC win.
Yeah, so that's the last time in. And on that note, if you weren't playing Georgia this week, Ben, I think there would be a little maybe added pressure. How much, I don't know, but you're playing one of the best teams in college football. You're playing probably the best team in the SEC East. So I don't see that being a big deal.
If you were playing a Sun Belt team this week, guys, I think it would add something to it from that standpoint, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're playing a top 5 team in the country.
Clay, do you see any pressure being added on this week? I had a couple friends texting me. It's like, man, Arkansas, you're going to get calls this morning saying Arkansas State's better than Arkansas based on the Kansas State win. I just don't see those two connecting that much, to be honest.
Well, we haven't gotten those calls, so you just went ahead and did it, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any more pressure than you could put on Arkansas with what they've been through. There's pressure to win. With this program, with an SEC program, you're under pressure every single week. There are no games where you get a pass. No, the pressure doesn't change because of anything Arkansas State does. Congratulations to Arkansas State, but when you're in the SEC, the fan base wants and expects and demands a win every week, and they may understand if you can't beat number 4 Georgia or number 1 Alabama or number 1 LSU, but they expect and want a team to be competitive.
That's the best way to put it. All right, let's get into your SEC update.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
News out of College Station, wide receiver Jamon Osmond is preparing for the NFL. He is going to forego this upcoming season. This is one of the better wide receivers in this conference. Last season, 872 yards and 5 touchdowns this past year. Not good news for Jimbo Fisher, Kellen Mond, and the coaches down there in College Station, because I know this was going to be a pretty vital cog in their offense this upcoming year, guys.
Yeah, and are we going to see more of this? More opting out, more players making this decision? You haven't seen an impact player at Arkansas do it yet, but I think you're not done seeing players make this decision.
Another transfer, this is for all you Fayetteville Bulldogs up there, that Taylor Powell was transferring from Missouri. It looked like he was going to be 3rd on the depth chart this season. He put that out on social media over the weekend. So former Fayetteville Bulldogs state champion Taylor Powell is transferring from there. I'm curious to see where he lands, if he lands at another SEC school or if he lands somewhere even outside the Power 5.
Yep, outside the Power 5. I know he's got an offer from Hawaii. Now, you tell me how hard it would be to leave Columbia for Hawaii. I think I could do that.
Do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, I'd say that's
I'd be getting me a Rainbow Warrior green polo. Is what I'd be doing.
That's not a bad idea.
Yep. So, I know that family, and I do know that Hawaii offered within minutes after he went in the portal. Minutes. So I think he moving forward with the idea that he's got some decent options. That's a good option.
Tommy, what quarterback were we talking to a while back that had that Hawaii offer? Because it was a conversation on this program, and I cannot for the life of me remember who that was.
I don't know either.
And it was an Arkansas quarterback too, and I can't think of who that was.
We were talking to?
Yeah, he came on this program, and we were joking. I'm trying to think. I don't think it was Ty Story. But we had some guy on this program that played quarterback, and I think it was for Arkansas, and he had that Hawaii offer that they were at least.
I believe Tyler Wilson had a Hawaii offer.
Did he?
Yeah, it might have been Tyler.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. But, it'd be wonderful because how often would you're probably not going to have a chance in your life to live in Hawaii. You may get to vacation there. You may get to see it, and I've never even been to Hawaii.
I haven't either.
I've never flown over there. So, I mean, just getting to do that.
That's a really tough deal for your parents.
It is.
I mean, when I say it, it's like, I want to go watch my kids play, but that's, pick your game or pick your 2 games or pick a week when there's back-to-back games. and make it a 2-week stay. But that's an expensive trip.
Yeah,
it's expensive when you get there. It's expensive to get there.
That was going to be my point. Is it's hard on your family because they just can't come see you. Your time zone's away, and probably your best chance for your family to see you or see you play is your road games when you come across to play. Say they're in the Mountain West, so play the schools out on the West Coast.
I think I remember who. I think it was Zach Hawker is who we were talking to about that. So I think Zach was the one because we were like, Zach, you had a chance to go to Hawaii, and so that was. I think that's who it was.
It sounds great on paper, that I'm going to go to Hawaii, but when you start putting a pencil to it, there's still some comfort, particularly at that age, knowing mom and dad are a quick plane ride or a quick car ride away. And boy, you go to Hawaii, you are literally on an island by yourself. So I mean, it'll make you grow up in a hurry, I would imagine.
Speaking of quarterbacks, go ahead, Clay.
I was just going to say the good thing about a graduate transfer is it's not for 5 years.
Yeah,
so it's a doable deal for Taylor Powell. And I think he'll have other options. That may not be where he ends up.
Well, we'll kind of keep track of that and see where the former Fayetteville quarterback picks his next destination. Speaking of quarterbacks, I was watching this 24/7 sports video, and this is from Josh Pate talking about the QB matchup between JT Daniels and DeJuan Mathis down there in Athens. I don't think I was under the impression, like so many others, that it was JT Daniels had the position locked up, but based on what Pate's hearing, that may not be the case.
The thing I was told is ultimately the staff is learning along with pretty much everyone else on DeJuan Mathis, but they think he's just going to be too good to keep off the field. An absolute physical specimen. He is a guy who can, in terms of arm talent, do everything you want to, but he brings a level of athleticism. He brings the ability to do things in the option game. He brings the ability to fall forward for 2 or 3 more yards when you want to go QB power that maybe JT Daniels wouldn't be able to. And so, it took me a little while on this, but I'm fully on board now. I'm so on board that I wouldn't be shocked at all and probably lean a little bit more towards Mathis ultimately being the starting quarterback at Georgia this year, just to give you an idea of how serious I think this competition is.
Clay, you brought up something important when it concerns this quarterback conversation. Daniels coming off an ACL injury. They're not going to put him in running-type situations. Mathis is a dual-threat guy. It's a lot harder to account for a running quarterback as a defensive coordinator. So I'm very curious to see what Todd Monken and Kirby Smart elect to do in Game 1 against Arkansas. There's a very good chance both quarterbacks could play, but Mathis definitely provides more difficulty for Barry Odom and his staff on the football field.
Yeah, and he might make more mistakes too. So there's the good with the bad. Yep.
Yeah. I just wonder if Week 1 against Arkansas is kind of the final tryout. Let's just face it, Georgia's roster's in a different spot than Arkansas's.
It's a tune-up game.
It's a tune-up game. Arkansas has done this before with non-conference games where, all right, we're going to really settle in by your first conference game in Week 2 or a much more difficult game Week 2. Georgia has Auburn in their second game following Arkansas, so it would not surprise me at all to use the Arkansas game to some degree to make a final decision on your quarterback before you play Auburn.
Last kind of tidbit, one of this SEC update, kind of venturing outside the SEC. Programming note, want to remind everyone that as of today, Morning Rush is going to stay the same weekdays from 6 to 9. The Dan Le Batard Show is going to be 9 to 11, and we are moving up halftime an hour. So halftime will be from 11 to 1 on each radio station you're listening to. Then as far as 1 to 3 goes, Northwest Arkansas will have Grant Hall, Press Row with Grant Hall, and then also the Power Hour on Wednesday. And then on ESPN 95.3, 104.3, and 96.3, we will have Greeny. Mike Greenberg will be on, and then Ruskin and Zach stays the same. But just wanted to remind everyone about that programming note that you get basically the full lunch hour of halftime as of today.
It's a Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. They have luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, hey, relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Clay, I know that you wish another commandment that would have been added to the 10 Commandments is bash Texas whenever you get a chance. So I wanted to bring up this headline from over the weekend. Texas junior safety B.J. Foster quit the team during the third quarter of Saturday's victory against UTEP. This was according to multiple sources. Clay, just kind of your overall thoughts. Is that the most Texas headline ever when you're reading it about a football player from the University?
In the third quarter.
Yeah, in the third quarter.
Yeah, first let me say bless you, young man, for many reasons.
He figured it out finally, yeah.
Yeah, it was, he'd had enough, and it's burnt orange will do that to you. It'll, it will rock your very core, make you feel bad. You think you put on burnt orange, you think you need a COVID test. I mean, it just does things to you that should not. There's a picture in the dictionary of burnt orange, and it shows right beside it somebody throwing up. And, it's just I understand it. I get it. I know why he left. It just you couldn't handle it anymore. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. Maybe it does, and we don't hear about it.
It's kept under wraps. I think, Clay, that he rejoined the team for workouts the next day. So it was
generally when you do that, though, they don't let you come back.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird. I want to double check.
This isn't seventh grade football. This is Texas.
So Brent
you're a branded man. You've got the yellow badge of courage from then on. Yeah.
Brent Spiro texted in. He says, "I love the Texas bashing." As an Oklahoma fan, I think there's a little tension between Arkansas and Oklahoma fans. I've kind of come to know that because I didn't grow up in the Fort Smith area. I didn't grow up on a bordering city with the state of Oklahoma. So there are some Arkansas fans that have a little tension with Oklahoma fans. But one thing that Oklahoma fans and Arkansas fans can 100% get together on is the hatred and the bashing of the University of Texas.
No, nobody in this part of the world likes the Longhorns.
No.
Or the Shorthorns, as they're called.
Exactly. And so that college football headline that we just read off, I think you're going to see, not necessarily quitting during the third quarter, but you're going to see guys like a Jamon Osmond opt out. You're just going to see a lot of weird things this year. And I brought this up earlier, and I want to continue to talk about it. I think that could bode well for the University of Arkansas. If this was a normal season, cut and dry, no COVID, nothing going on, it's very difficult to foresee Arkansas being highly successful. Now, relative to what could, but guys, with this going on, with potential like Georgia or another SEC team you face not being able to bring certain players, and yes, this could affect Arkansas the same way it could affect these other teams. I just think it with all this weirdness and stuff, I think to me that's going to help Arkansas more than it's going to hurt. When you say, well, Ty, they didn't get spring ball, they got new OC, new DC, new head coach. I just think what we saw over the weekend, there's going to be more competitive games that have no business being competitive based on roster losses and based on guys that can't play because of COVID concerns.
Yeah, but let's not act like it won't or can't happen at Arkansas with guys leaving. It will be. I think you're right. Across your schedule, around your conference, across the landscape of the teams that are playing this year, and then with the consideration, Clay, for the eligibility situation for some, for NFL, for others, preserving a year, keeping one more year of maybe your scholarship. There's just a lot of things to consider whether or not this year's worth it to some players.
Yeah, one of the someone's told me one of the major things that'll happen in warm-ups before every game is graduate assistants will be in the press box with a roster, and they'll be checking off the players that are standing on the other, in the warm-up zone for the other team, trying to figure out who did they bring this week. It could be 20 players
roll call
that aren't there. Yeah, and they're going to be going through the depth chart, and they're going to say, well, where do we have matchups, and they'll report. So the last thing you do just before the kickoff is you decide, what are our strengths relative to their strengths? Who's got the most walk-ons playing? And that will happen, trust me. Yeah. And from week to week, it's going to change. And there'll be a week where Arkansas doesn't have its top weapons, and maybe the other team doesn't either. And then it'll be a highly entertaining game that looks like the Ivy League, right?
Yeah, I know the NCAA has never wanted to give a lot of injury information or roster stuff out early because they don't want to help anything do anything that's perceived to help gambling on college sports. But you wonder if it would be better for the schools in this league to, hey, on Fridays or at some appointed time by the commissioner, we're going to swap traveling rosters just because it helps the product on the field. That's all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, doesn't the league want the best looking product on TV the next day? and the more time both teams have to get ready across the landscape of the college conference,
yeah, I
make
think
your
you're
games
right,
better.
but I don't think it'll happen.
I don't think it'll happen, but I think it would be a good idea to do that just to make – because these games that we have seen so far, let's face it, there's a noticeable difference in what we're seeing this year versus previous seasons so far to this point.
If you haven't done it to this point, I don't think that rule is suddenly going to pop up in the next 10, 12 days.
I don't think it's going to. I'm just saying it would be one way to help teams put a better product on the field. But at the same time, you can say, well, you're doing it to help the gamblers. And the NCAA, the SEC, college sports has never.
That's why they won't do it.
They've never done. Their position to this point has never been to do anything that would help give an advantage to gambling.
I would on the
along that lines. This was maybe second year into Hogs Illustrated, and I went to practice every day. There's no internet reports back in those days. That's 92, 93. And I got this call from a guy, and he identified himself. And, we talked over a period of few weeks. It seemed like every week. And it turned out that he was a gambler. And I don't know if he was a gambler with Arkansas ties or what. But he was pumping me for information. And, it's like I'd said I didn't think a player was going to play, and he ended up playing a prominent role. And he called me the next week, and he just kind of chewed me out and told me how much money he'd lost on the game. And I was like, whoa. Tell me where do you live? And I said, don't you ever call me again. Don't you? I mean, I knew what had happened. But at that point, I'd been played. And it was really sad. And it was, the idea that I had a role in his losses was really kind of,
it's kind of satisfying, wasn't it?
Yep.
You got to be careful when it comes to betting on sports and stuff. And I think it's crazy. You mentioned that, Clay. You're wondering, obviously we don't know who that guy was. I've always been curious to see how Vegas always seems to know about a crucial injury, or you'll see a line move and it's like, all right, who got injured, who's suspended, whatever.
They got eyes everywhere.
They got eyes and ears everywhere, which is crazy to think about that just over the course of a college football season, the NFL season, how quickly something can change and occur. Arkansas to this point, I think, is still 24-point underdogs against Georgia. I don't think that line has changed that much, but let's say a Zamir White or a George Pickens or something was to happen, or someone from Arkansas, that line could go either shoot up or shoot down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much of that, just because based on an injury. It's just wild to me how Vegas seems to pick up a lot of that information that even top insiders sometimes don't. That backdoor stuff is just wild.
Yeah. They got ears and eyes everywhere. And if you had millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars at risk, you would too.
Yeah. So, and you think about the online gambling and stuff we mentioned last week, how Colorado has partnered with that new gambling place they're putting their headquarters in Denver. I'm forgetting the exact name, but you're going to see more of this in college football. And I don't know how many of our listeners gamble on a regular basis. I have an account with the radio station that I use, and I just bet once or twice a week. I was betting in game my sophomore year of college.
Funny money though.
Yeah.
It's not even real money.
Yeah,
though.
so we have
fun with it.
It's fun nevertheless, but you just have that and stuff, and I'm curious to see how much bet relative to years past, because of how weird this college football is going to see. Are people going to be less willing to bet on certain games based on, this guy now has COVID, so he can't play? That's going to change the line tremendously when it comes to stuff like that in the college football, the NFL, and whatever the case may be.
Well, information is power. And, Clay, I think information this year is going to be more valuable maybe than in previous years.
Oh, I think it is. And it is going to – it will change. I think that, the rumors that'll be out there will be intense. Who's playing, who's not, and it will really revolve around the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Who do you have this week? You could be playing your fifth team quarterback.
Yeah, you just got fewer games, so there's going to be more action. If there's the same amount of action, there's going to be more on each individual game because of the fewer number of games. So that information is going to be very important as it goes around. That's why I don't think you'll see much of that publicly be given out or make a policy about that. We are brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. To call our good friends at Gaston's, one of our favorite places for all three of us to spend some time weekdays or weekends. And this fall, it's going to be great to be at Gaston's because the weather's always great. Now, the water on the White River stays the same temperature and pretty much the same condition year-round, so that's why the fishing year-round is great. But I'm just telling you, the fall scenery and just the change of the foliage in the fall at Gaston's, it's a wonderful time, and there's usually less folks out in the fall. This may be a little bit different this year, but it's just a great time to visit Gaston's White River Resort and have you a great meal at the end of the day or at lunch overlooking the White River. You cannot beat a trip to Gaston's. Very, very relaxing. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYO. When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
A little girl asked me one time, "Pastor, does the devil have a mother?" I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second. Yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
In September at Franksboro Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in the USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Franksboro Furniture, best seats in the house.
With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
Bow hunters, opening day is getting close, and Gelco Outdoors is ready to help get your season off to a great start. Check out our selection of bows, crossbows, blinds, pre-stands, boots, clothing, feeders, scents, calls, and many more items that will help you have a successful season this fall. Gelco Outdoors, your store for work and the great outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Evans Body Shop wants you to know that we are here for you. During this uncertain time, let us take the wheel and get your car repaired so you are ready to roll when the time comes. We offer pickup and delivery and will sanitize your vehicle during your complimentary detail that is done with all repairs. Don't want to get out at all? We have you covered. We offer a mobile estimating tool that allows you to take a few pictures, and we will email or text your estimate directly to you. Check out our website or Facebook for more details.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Jones now throwing to the end zone, and it is complete!
Follow the show on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. I want to talk about how important it is for this Arkansas football program to get back on track financially for not just the athletic department, but the school as a whole. We'll get into that on the Morning Rush. This morning, we're brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas.
Yeah, Burton's has everything you need to turn your backyard into that perfect oasis you've always dreamed about. Semi-in-ground Doughboy pools start at $99.97, so you can have that backyard of your dreams for less than $10,000. And right now is the perfect time to invest in that, because when you upgrade or when you buy that, you get a free upgrade to a robotic cleaner valued at $600, absolutely free. Hot spring spas, big green eggs, they've got everything you need to really, whatever your vision is for your backyard, to make it a reality. Also check out Endless Pools by Hot Springs. Great year-round exercise, also year-round swimming. A lot of options, a lot of flexibility with the Endless Pools. That's at Burton Pools and Spas. They're in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas is your source for backyard fun.
We've talked about how much Alabama has been helped by Nick Saban, and not just the athletic department, but the overall student enrollment and the money that's flowed into the university has spiked tremendously. There's a good piece from Wally Hall that he wrote in the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette earlier this week, talking about in 1999 when Arkansas defeated defending national champion Tennessee 28-24. The University of Arkansas had a record number of student applications the next weeks. Not all came, but it just illustrated how much a football program can be to a university. And to Wally's point, ask any business owner inside the state of Arkansas how winning football helps their business grow. Like that's just it. There's something about when the Arkansas football team is good, people want to spend more money, people are happier. It's just how it is. For the University of Arkansas, if you just want to narrow it down to that, there are students, like when students are looking at where they want to go to school, or even professors where they want to teach, and like winning football programs don't hurt that at all.
It's the visibility. It's the
exactly.
best marketing a university can have as a successful football and or basketball program is just the it's not free visibility, but you get paid for that visibility. It's better than free. You get it, plus you get paid for it.
And Arkansas is taking out that $19.2 million loan from Regions Bank, and I know that's just the athletic department and stuff, but it's not like the school itself isn't hurting. I couldn't tell you how many students are currently enrolled at the University of Arkansas, but it's nowhere near what it's typically been. It's 28,000, the enrollment that I got up just undergrad this past season. So this football program, to get back on track, is not just important from an athletic standpoint, not just important for the University of Arkansas, but just the resurrection of the state itself. Like, right, is that in, like, we think about COVID, we think about the natural disasters that have occurred in this state. Like, this state needs something to cling on to and grasp onto, and a football program getting back on track with a guy at the helm that seems to really want to be here would be, I would think, a pretty good start.
Yep. And Clay, I mean, this is a challenge that schools across the SEC are facing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this isn't, exclusive to Arkansas, but it's hard to really have a successful state economy without having great secondary education. It's just part of what you need to offer to get great companies to come here and stay here. And I think there's a lot of places that need exactly what Arkansas needs. You need your football back so you can get your schools back on track.
Yeah, I kind of got a little bit of a chuckle last week when they announced that they had moved homecoming. Well, it's homecoming in 2020 across the country is irrelevant because the old grads can't come back.
Right.
I mean, it's not happening. You're not gonna see 70 and 80-year-olds walking across the campus looking for their name in the senior walk. The sidewalk. It's just not going to happen. Back to the first part of the conversation, it was the week of the Arkansas-Tennessee game, and our youngest daughter was in the process of picking colleges. She had scholarship offers from Rhodes, Hendrix, a lot of different schools in the area that you could say would be really good destinations, and she was having a hard time picking. And she'd already applied to, so she wasn't one of those that applied that week, but she'd already applied to the schools where she thought she could get scholarships in, had sorted through those scholarship offers, and they were all really good. And so we had a late dinner after the game, and we're just off Dixon Street at a nice restaurant, and we'd not been on Dixon Street, didn't see the goalpost go down the campus, and I made it in a little bit late. The appetizers had been ordered, and I sit down, and I could tell there was a buzz, at our table, and I said, what's going on? And Becca looked at me, and she says, all those recruiting stories that you write about, players picking schools. And I said, yeah. She goes, I commit to be a Razorback. It was.
Yeah.
Now she's not going to play sports or anything. She got her degree in psychology in 4 years. Now she works at Procter & Gamble in Fayetteville. Is in, I think, maybe in her 16th year. But she made the decision that day, watching the euphoric reaction to tearing down the goalposts and the celebration from. She says, I want to be a part of that. And so, I mean, it's it was it's a great academic decision made on the emotion of an athletic victory.
Psychology,
so,
huh?
Yeah, and yeah. She got her psychology degree. Yeah,
got quite the case study there with you.
Yep. Yeah. I told Becca, I said, we'll remember this game forever, and she says, I sure will. So I'm not going to go to any of those other schools. I'm going to be a Razorback.
But the emotion of that game pushed her over the edge.
Yeah, it did.
And I don't know, Clay, like, was she a huge football fan? Was she, like, just massive, like, into it growing up?
She lived in our house.
Yeah, I know that, but, like, I didn't know if
yes!
you forced her. I didn't know if you forced her to be growing up or anything. Well, the reason I bring that up is because, while she's not
her grandpa was Orville Henry. Her father was Bobby Ashcraft, who was a great high school football coach across Arkansas. She had no chance. There was no other option.
It had to be. So
yeah. Well, and just to kind of go next step, it wasn't long after she enrolled at the University of Arkansas that she began to help down in the athletic department in the recruiting office. And I mean, she was a Razorback belle, but she didn't escort any players to games or that kind of stuff. Maybe she did one, but she. She handled all the football questionnaires and literature and all that kind of stuff. So she worked in the athletic department as a volunteer, I think, for her last 3 years at the University of Arkansas, and had a great time doing that. She did say that she was in the building and was walking out, and when Chris and Alex Mortensen first came in the building, and she took them to the recruiting office. And so
Cool.
she was the first one to greet the Mortensons. Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, and the reason I bring that up is because maybe she's not the prime example, but students that might necessarily not love college football still seeing that might have brought them to campus regardless.
Hey, with the NFL and college football back, fantasy sports are back. Why not get ready for all of the games this year at Buffalo Wild Wings? They got wall-to-wall TVs plus great bundle packs starting at $29.99, so you can enjoy all of the great food along with the great action when you get to Buffalo Wild Wings. That's Buffalo Wild Wings, Fort Smith, Little Rock, Conway, Jonesboro, and in Sherwood, Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right, coming up, ESPN college football broadcaster Sean McDonough is going to join us. He was on call for the Clemson-Wake Forest game, and yes, he was also on call for the 98 Arkansas-Tennessee game. Really excited to talk to Sean. He's coming up here, hour number 3 of the Morning Rush. Don't go anywhere.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
Invest in your own backyard oasis with Burton Pools and Spas. In Springdale and in Fort Smith, Burton's has everything you need. Semi-in-ground Doughboy pools, right now starting at $99.97, and upgrade now to a robotic cleaner valued at $600 for free. Check out the endless pools by Hot Springs, which allows you to swim all year long. Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun. The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and BF Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing Altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important.
Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine and Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.
The Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue has a new stock coming in September. New TaylorMade irons, DHY Sim driving irons, and Spider putters are available September the 4th. New Callaway Big Bertha Woodson irons will be available September the 10th. New Mizuno irons will be available September the 17th. We already have the RTX Zipcore wedges as well. The Golf Nut has a great selection of shoes, apparel, and golf accessories for your everyday golf needs. Make sure to check their Facebook for daily specials and updates. The Golf Nut, your #1 golf shop since 1994.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
You can be the hero of the office. Just go to hitthatline.com and enter to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest. Every week, one lucky listener wins lunch from your local Hardee's restaurant for up to 15 people at your job site or workplace. It's easy to sign up. Just click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest button, give us your information, and you're entered just like that. Every Thursday, we announce a winner during halftime. Win free lunch for
Hey, Sean, we have an intro with you with a few of your plays. Is there any way you could just say, hey, this is this is Sean McDonough with ESPN, and you're listening to The Morning Rush?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Go ahead. We're taping it now.
Sean, you can go ahead when you're ready. Lose him?
On the last play of the game, unbelievable! Sterner lost the football! Oh my goodness! He stumbled and fumbled, and Billy Rattler recovered!
Hour number 3 of the Morning Rush, going to the phone lines and welcoming in ESPN's Sean McDonough here to the Morning Rush. Sean, thanks so much for making some time for us, man.
Hey, my pleasure. Great to be with you guys. Hope everything's going well with you.
I can't complain. So we had that intro coming in. I mean, Sean, you've called some fantastic games over the years. To me, the one that stands out the most is the ending of Michigan and Michigan State. Is there a game that has been as climactic and as crazy on as how that one finished in Ann Arbor?
Not an ending that I can remember. You know, that the game ended on that play, and it was so unfathomable. I mean, I remember we were talking, Chris Spielman and I were talking before that snap that he had trouble with, that, you know, all Michigan had to do was get the punt off. And the game was over, and you know Michigan State didn't even have anybody back for the punt. So just to have it end the way that it did on the last play of the game in a rivalry game, you know, it was the beginning of Jim Harbaugh's tenure. It was really a chance to have a huge win and make a national statement. And you know, we were kind of talking about how that might be the case if they got the punt off, and obviously they didn't. So. Certainly among all the games I've done, that's the ending that stands out the most in terms of the last play.
I was talking with Amanda Brooks, who does PR for ESPN, and helped set this interview up, and I was just curious to kind of how you guys would go about calling games this season. Now, we had Matt Berry on a week or so ago, Sean, and they stayed in Bristol to call the game, the UCA game. But you and Todd Blackledge, y'all went down to Wake Forest and called that game. Just kind of what have you talked with just the executives in ESPN, and how is that going to go this season for you guys up in the broadcast booth?
Well, I think we are one of about 3 or 4 of our production teams that is going to travel and be at the stadium every week. I think the rest of our teams are going to either be broadcasting, as you said, from a studio in Bristol or Charlotte or maybe somewhere else, or they're going to be doing it from their homes. And, a lot of my friends, I've kind of seen the setup that they have at home. So, it's necessary, obviously, given everything that's going on in the world. In our case, we have to arrive by Thursday afternoon to get COVID tested when we arrive at the hotel, and then we have to stay at the hotel until the test comes back negative, which in our case this past week at Wake Forest wasn't until the middle of the afternoon on Friday. So, we're it's necessary. It's even though we're at the game site, it's a lot different than it typically is. I mean, our stats person could not be in the booth because everybody had to be social distance. So it was just myself and Todd Blackledge and our spotter, and he was much further away than he would ordinarily be. I was actually looking at his spotting board through a camera and a monitor because he was so far away. I couldn't actually see the board itself. And then, everybody else who would typically be in the booth, stage manager, runners, there's usually 3, 4, 5 other people up there. They couldn't be in the booth. So it's a lot different.
It was sure good to hear you and, to see college football. And, sorry, you got to see Clemson, the number 1 team in the country. How did they look in your opinion, and are they worthy of the number 1 badge?
Yeah, they look like the number 1 team in the country. We talked to Dabo, and obviously he might be slightly prone to overstatement every now and then, but not really. We've talked to him a lot of times, especially in the last few years, doing a lot of Clemson games. And he said to us in our Zoom call, that's another difference. Typically we meet with the teams in person on Friday, but we met with both teams via Zoom, Dabo and his group on Wednesday and the Wake Forest people on Friday. And Dabo was saying, I think this is going to be the most talented roster that we've ever had. And I thought, wow, they've had some really talented teams. But then you watch the game. I mean, this freshman class that they have, he said it's the best freshman group they've had, and I believe it. They rolled in 2 freshman D linemen who were 2 of the top 5 recruits in the country who, look like seniors. And I think they're the best team. I haven't seen Alabama in person yet. Obviously, Ohio State's not playing, but it's hard for me to believe anybody is as talented as they are based on what we saw. That was one of the most talented college football teams I've ever seen, never mind one of the most talented Clemson teams.
So the ACC and the Big 12 are underway. The SEC is 12 days out. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage for the Southeastern Conference this year?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm sure they're itching to play. To have to wait until late September to start is tough. But, this whole thing is so disjointed. I mean, we're doing a game this weekend. We were supposed to do Saturday night Virginia at Virginia Tech. And then we found out this past Saturday morning that game got postponed. So now the Louisville game is moving to the night. So Fowler and Herbstreit are going to do that. And we picked up Tulsa at Oklahoma State on noon Eastern time on ESPN. So I think we're going to continue to see a lot of this. Games moved, games postponed. You even wonder if they're going to be able to play a full schedule at the rate it's going. So I don't know if it's an advantage or a disadvantage, but I do know one thing, that when they start playing in the SEC, they'll be very grateful that they are. That was the overwhelming sentiment that we got from the Clemson and Wake Forest players and coaches. They were just so grateful and appreciative and thankful for everything that it took to get them to that place and then to have the opportunity to play.
Talking with Sean McDonough, ESPN college football broadcaster here on the Morning Rush. So we mentioned Todd Blackledge earlier, Sean. Todd's Taste of the Town growing up was one of my favorite segments of any sports program. Just going with him across the country, getting to go to these games. I know it's a little different with COVID and all. Does this guy just have like a place or two that he knows in every single college town y'all visit?
Yes, he does, and he knows every item on the menu. He has to work out like 2 hours a day for the way that he eats to stay in the great shape that he's in. But, we still have a lot of people. He hasn't done that segment now in, I'm guessing, 7 or 8 years. Mm-hmm. And everywhere we go, people come up and tell him how much they love that segment, even though it's not still happening. So I think it fell by the wayside because it just got harder and harder to get it in, and it takes an awful lot of time to go to those places, produce the segment, and it's time that it really takes away from preparing for the game. So I think that's sort of why it did drop off. But yeah, I'm like you. I really enjoyed it too. He's a great guy. He's a great guy, period. I mean, he's a wonderful person and obviously great on TV and a tremendous football analyst. But he's also fun to travel with because he does indeed know where the good spots are, particularly in the SEC.
Sean, I want to congratulate you with your contract extension with ESPN. And what I found interesting in your career is you had what many people perceive as the top job as a play-by-play guy, the Monday Night Football gig, but you wanted to come back to college. Now, Tommy and I can really appreciate that. We enjoy talking college football 24/7 on this program. Just from your perspective, why did you feel like moving back to college football was the right move for your career?
Just, the 2 years that I did Monday Night Football, first of all, it was a tremendous honor, obviously, to be given that opportunity. At the time I got hired to do it, I was the fifth play-by-play person in the 47-year history of Monday Night Football. And, the other people were Keith Jackson, Frank Gifford, Al Michaels, and Mike Tirico. So when you're invited to stand along that company, it was humbling, really. It was very emotional for me. But I found myself really missing college football, the atmosphere, the pageantry, the anticipation, the lead up to the game, the traditions, the enthusiasm. There's a variety, there's a difference in place to place. I saw Mac Brown interviewed Saturday on game day talking about, empty stadiums, and he said, what we're missing most is the traditions, and that was the hard thing for me about Saturday. So much of what I love about college football is the atmosphere, and there wasn't any atmosphere, and there won't be any this year, obviously, unless this changes significantly soon. So it's very different, and I think it is lessening a little bit of the experience of college football on a Saturday, but it's better than the alternative, which is no college football. So. I just have a passion for it. I think they're two different things. I'm an NFL fan. I'm certainly looking forward to watching the 2 Monday Night Football games tonight, but I'm in the right place for me.
Sean, your voice sparks a painful memory, though, for many Razorback fans. I don't know if you remember the Arkansas-Tennessee game from '98, but we played the highlight.
Of course I do. I was a little surprised you're bringing it up in an Arkansas environment, but of course I do.
Sean, I was debating putting it in your intro this morning. I was like, I feel like I have to, even though it might be painful.
We like to wallow in our own despair here, but I wanted to ask you, what do you remember about that? Obviously, we call it the Sternover, but it was obviously a tough moment for Arkansas fans that we'll get over it in 30 or 40 years from now. So
yeah, well, that's one as a fan that you probably never do get over. And it's funny because it was in 1998, obviously, and I went to Syracuse when I was a student there. I worked for 3.5 years for our legendary football coach, Dick McPherson, who's in the College Football Hall of Fame, and it was one of the great experiences in my life. He became like a second dad to me, and one of the great honors of my life truly was a couple summers ago when he passed away, and his family asked me to deliver the eulogy at his funeral. And so I'm a passionate Syracuse person, and the first game of that year, Tennessee should have lost to Syracuse. They kicked the field goal on the last play of the game, and they got a very controversial pass interference call to keep the drive alive on a fourth down play. The game should have been over. So I think they were fortunate twice in that season on their way to the national championship, because obviously the Sternover, as you called it, if that doesn't happen, they're not going to win the national championship either. So tremendous game. Knowing I was going to talk to you guys, I went back online this morning and watched a little bit of it and read a little bit about it and, jogged my memory. But it kind of confirmed what I do remember, that Arkansas played them for a lot of the game, really until the fourth quarter. And Sterner played very well until that point, and I think it was 21-3 at one point that Arkansas was ahead, and they had the fourth down stop and had the game won. And I feel terrible for Sterner because he got his feet tangled up with Brandon Burlsworth, and that could have happened to any quarterback. And but as you said, really painful loss. A miraculous win. I remember that a lot of people had left the stadium. I think there were a lot of Tennessee fans who were in the parking lot when it happened. But, one of you were asked me earlier about the Michigan State ending, And, that this is another one, even though it wasn't the last play of the game, it was at the very end of the game. And then they gave it to Travis Henry 5 times, and he just, slammed his way down the field. So one of the great games that I've called, even though, unfortunately, for you guys, that's like being here in Boston, the Bill Buckner ground ball for the Red Sox. I still haven't gotten over that, even though the Red Sox won 4 World Series then.
So you can understand our despair here on that.
I do.
Yeah.
And as an announcer, even in the moment, you have to be sensitive to that. It's because there are people on both sides who are emotionally experiencing opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, I have Michigan people walk up to me in airports and say, you were part of one of the worst moments of my life. To which I always say, well, then you've had a pretty good life if a football game is the worst thing that happened in your life.
Pretty
good. And I have Michigan State people come up to me. They can recite verbatim every word of that call. I had one guy come up to me and play his voicemail on his phone that was my call at the end of that Michigan State game. So, you realize even in the moment how gut-wrenching this is, especially for, fans of Arkansas to lose that game.
Yeah, it speaks to the importance of the job you do. Speaking of Michigan State, Big Ten, a lot of news out, and it seems like a very heavy decision coming for that conference sometime today or certainly early part of this week. What do you think, in your opinion, will be the future of Big Ten football this fall?
It's hard to say. You had 11 presidents out of 14, I think it was, say we shouldn't play. So I heard yesterday, I think 9 of those people have to change their mind, or 6 of them. They'd have to be able to justify it. Now, the improvements in the testing and the speed of the testing, the cost of the testing, I think will be a big part of it. But, I think if you're the Big Ten presidents and you made the decision based on, we just don't think this is the right thing to do from a health standpoint. And then you look around and you say, okay, these other conferences are playing, but they're canceling games every week. I think we have 3 or 4 more this week. As mentioned, the game that we were supposed to do got moved. I think Houston and Memphis is being affected. There's still clusters and upticks and, on campuses all over the place. I don't know how they justify changing their mind given what's still going on. So I'd love to see them do it as a football fan. I have a lot of friends who are coaches in that league who are itching to go. I think it would be a great thing for the players who desperately want to play. But, I think they're going to have to come up with a very good way to explain it if they decide, okay, never mind, we're going forward now.
Sean, let me top off the interview with this, man. We were joking about Todd's Taste of the Town a while back. Of all the college towns you visited, of all the great college football towns that you've been to, is there a particular restaurant or place that you've gotten to experience that stands out amongst the rest?
Oh, wow. It's a great question. Boy, and I'm going to give you a no answer because there's not one above the other that comes racing to mind. Boy, I'm sorry. There's a lot of them. And why don't you call? I'll call Todd. There was actually a place in Auburn that he took us to last year that was fantastic, and I can't remember the name of it. It was kind of off the beaten path a little bit, but yeah, you'll have to ask Todd the next time you have him on to answer that question because I'm going to whiff. I hate to say it. The reality is, most Thursday and Friday nights I'm hunkered down in my room, watching film and doing my charts and reading and getting ready for the game. And in this COVID era now, we're basically not leaving the hotel. I mean, we didn't leave the hotel at Wake Forest. So anyway, I'm sorry for such a dud answer to end this wonderful conversation.
He's hoping for really good room service this year.
That's what.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately that's kind of what it is. And I still haven't been in an indoor restaurant. I mean, we've been ultra careful. If we can sit outside and have it be, socially distanced, then that's fine. And thankfully, we've been healthy to this point. I mean, I'm going to have tomorrow my 7th COVID test. As I said, we're tested every week. And when I did the PGA Championship for ESPN in early August out in San Francisco, we were tested a couple times there. And I'm doing some Red Sox games here in Boston on their radio network, and we get tested before every homestand. So
So you're tired.
I'm getting used to the really fun experience of the stick up the nose.
Yeah, you're tired of Q-tips.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, I don't know if you've had it, but it's not fun, and but it's necessary, and I wish everybody could get tested. It would be a great thing for our country if that could happen. I think it would help keep this under control.
ESPN college football broadcaster Sean McDonough. Sean, we really appreciate the work that you do for college football on Saturday nights, and thanks for giving us some time this morning, man.
Hey, my pleasure, guys. Anytime, and thanks for doing your part to talk about college football. It really is a great game, and let's hope that they can play the season and play it safely.
All right, hopefully we'll catch up before an Arkansas game you have this year.
With a good
yeah,
ending.
well, please, and if
ending.
you do ask me that restaurant question again, I'm going to prepare a list of my favorite places around the country.
All right, there
Will
you go.
do.
All right, Sean McDonough with ESPN here with us on the Morning Rush. Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. They want you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping, like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay new year after year. 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale, it's Wheels RV. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
12 days out from Arkansas football, we will get into your hog update coming up here on the Morning Rush. Clay, I thought his answer was interesting concerning him taking the back to college football, because Monday Night Football, now it's not necessarily regarded as the pinnacle of its profession now, because kind of the games haven't been as good as, say, a Sunday night, even Thursday night, maybe the afternoon games on Fox or CBS. But hearing the list of who he listed out with the college or the Monday Night Football, I mean, he said it was Mike Tirico. He said
Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson is obviously the one that's on everyone's
Frank
mind.
Gifford, Al Michaels.
I mean, those are
Mike Tirico.
legends. So, and I like for Sean to be at that point, do it for 2 years, and he spoke highly just to the gig itself. But Clay, it's really cool because we understand, because college football butters our bread on this program, and it seems to butter his bread as well.
Yeah, I think that what I've always felt is that the college game is there's more emotion in it. It's in an NFL game it's more about work. It's about jobs. It's about money. And the college players aren't spoiled like the pro players are. So it's that's my opinion. And you have to kind of put an asterisk around my opinion of pro football, because for the last 29 years, the biggest day of the work week for me is Sunday, and I don't watch NFL football. It's just not possible. And when I get home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I am exhausted because I've worked Saturday night and I've gotten up at 6 on Sunday morning to get the magazine out, and I just don't see it. So it's, for anyone to ask me what I think of pro football is the wrong question, because it's just not possible for me to consume NFL during the season until the college games go. Now the playoffs I'll watch, and that's the cream of everything. Mm-hmm. And it's the same with baseball. I watch the playoffs. NBA, I could care less about NBA. I may not ever watch anything but the Game 7, and it's just not something. We used to do radio with Bo and Bart, Saul, on their afternoon show, and they would be talking about NBA stuff, and I just get up and leave the room and take care of my, routine stuff, bodily functions, and it frustrated them. I said, I don't care about it. I don't watch it.
Yeah. Hey, we're brought to you by The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. I can tell you, because the Fence Man built some gates at my home a while back. The whole process was quick, as easy. Most importantly, it was affordable, and now they have 18-month, same as cash financing available with the Fence Man. So if you need a new fence, you need some new gates, or anything involving a fence, call our buddy at the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936 for the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
We'll get into this hog the update coming up here on the Morning Rush. I also want to circle back to the fall wedding conversation. Clay's got a couple good stories coming up. Stay with us, folks. A whole lot more.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagle's Nest is coming in hot. At Toyota, today's the day to score a great deal. That means today's the day to take a ride in your thrilling new Camry. Today's the day to scale new heights in your powerful new RAV4 Hybrid. Or maybe today's the day to turn heads in your stylish new Corolla. Today's the perfect day to tackle a new outdoor project in your tough new Tundra. Today might even be the day to go as far as the road will take you with the epic range of your new Highlander Hybrid. Today's the day to save on all your favorites like the Toyota Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, Tundra, and more. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Head into your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
During the Today's the Day sales event, qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months or a total bonus of $4,500 on a new 2020 Tundra Special Edition. Participating dealers only. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N9/30/20.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
General Pallets and Crates understands the current market conditions may be affecting your business, and they want to remind you they're here to help. With fully stocked warehouses and high volume capacity, they utilize the newest technology to keep your business moving in the right direction with quick 48 to 72 hour turnarounds. At General Pallets and Crates, they take pride in manufacturing superior shipping and packaging products. So see why more businesses are working with the region's most trusted pallet, crate, and stake company, General Pallets and Crates, serving Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, and Kansas.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7, randallford.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house?
All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Jones on the carry, cutting it back, and Jones on the loose. Jones on the move, turbo time, touchdown.
Subscribe to the Morning Rush podcast wherever podcasts are found.
Great interview with ESPN college football broadcaster Sean McDonough. We'll have that up for you shortly on hitthatline.com, social media, and wherever you listen to podcasts. We're going to get into our hog update coming up shortly. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at Spear Security.
You know, with all the turmoil in our world right now and shrinking police budgets around the country, it's harder to maintain peace and order in communities around the country. Companies like Spear Group Security are filling that void. They are not your average security company. These aren't people you call to just watch the front door of your business. Spear Group specializes in crisis situations like threatening employee terminations, labor disputes, corporate takeovers, layoffs, even after natural disasters, securing and watching your assets. They can assist you in preventing or stopping workplace violence. So if you need to sit down and talk with Spear Group, call them today, 501-310-5425. That's 501-310-5425. Or go to their website, speargroupsecurity.com. Call Spear Group before you know what hits the fan.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey. Oh, yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship. The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season.
This is your hog update on the Morning Rush.
12 days out from Arkansas football. I know that we are so excited about that. I mean, less than 2 weeks till we finally get to see Sam Pittman's team on the field in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Former coach Bobby Petrino lost to the Oklahoma Sooners this week, and I mentioned that my buddy Matt tried to buy it on pay-per-view, and it was a little finicky, to say the least. Did not work.
What, $55?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I think he got a little bit of a discount or something, but he was so, I thought that the remote was about to go through the TV.
Should be a 100% discount if you didn't get the game.
Yeah. So, Tommy, 48-0 loss. And this is a great stat from Andrew Hutchinson. The first shutout of Bobby Petrino's 186-game head coaching career, and this includes the NFL, and this is the last time that a Bobby Petrino offense was shut out and held scoreless. You got to go all the way back to 1985 when he was the offensive coordinator at Carroll College. Well, great stat from Hutch.
This is probably the first time he's coached at this level since Carroll College. I mean, as far as athletes at this level and just a program at this level, even Western Kentucky was at a more advanced level than Missouri State.
Well, Carroll College was NAI, so that's even a level before. I think that was in the playoffs, and they played a good team, and they got it handed to him. But it's like, yeah, he's usually able to put something together, but he's operating without a spring practice. It's like there's nothing that's normal about now, and there's going to be a lot of weird stuff happen. But it's he played at Oklahoma against a great Oklahoma team. Apparently, we don't know anybody's great right now, but it's Missouri State. There's a reason why Missouri State would reach into the bowels of the abyss of college football coaches and hire Bobby Petrino. So they're with that. They're kind of starting over too, guys.
So on the note of the Oklahoma game, you're going to see this being brought up since Spencer Rattler is the starting quarterback. And I just want to reiterate that he grew up in Conway, Arkansas. His father grew up in Conway, Arkansas, and Spencer was a huge Razorback fan. His favorite player was Darren McFadden, loved him growing up. And just a reminder that a five-star quarterback, I think the top quarterback 2 classes ago was a Razorback fan, and you did not come in contact with him whatsoever. And that's going to continue to be stressed, and you're going to continue to see that when it comes to these broadcasts and Arkansas fans when it comes to this conversation. So kind of a bummer. I know you're excited about Felipe Franks, but I think you'd be pretty excited if Spencer Rattler was on your roster as well.
But you say it as though he would definitely have come to Arkansas if given the chance.
And I don't know if I'm advertising as that, but to not even to make a single bit of contact.
You know, you had Chandler Morris.
I guess that's a good one. So yeah, that's
he played for the winning team.
That's a great point on that note. So
he played for that team too.
No scrimmage this week for the Arkansas football team, as the last one was this Saturday. I was reading through the email that Kyle Parkinson sent. We'll get to talk to Sam Pittman and some other players later this week. I mean, are we, unless there's like an injury update or COVID, I mean, are we really going to get anything in the next 12 days from coaches that's going to be relevant to how we look at this Arkansas football team in 2020? Like, I can't see anything outside of an injury concern or COVID concern in the next 12 days that would change my mind prior to Arkansas football.
Clay, I think if you even have an injury, the coaches aren't going to tell you anything about that either.
No, I think the policy with this staff is that there's no personnel information that's going to be allowed, whether guys are practicing or not practicing, and that's standard operating procedure around the SEC now. And the people that are used to having injury lists in the NFL, they just don't do it in the SEC. Not one coach is going to, and if Georgia's not putting out their injuries or their COVID guys, Arkansas is not going to do it either. They would see that as losing an advantage.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to. I think it's going to be Fort Knox on a lot of details moving forward. Hey, brought to you by Ouachita Farms, a state-licensed cannabis farm processor and seed labeler right here in Central Arkansas that can help you. Hot Springs Village is where you'll find their store, but you'll find their products at over 200 stores around the state. CBD products made right here from 100% USA grown hemp, and it's by an Arkansas family, the Owens brothers, David, Jeff, Mark, Mitchell, all born and raised in Hot Springs. You probably have a friend or someone you know that uses CBD products to relieve stress, to help with anxiety or depression, or maybe some pain in a shoulder or joint or somewhere. CBD products have a lot of great uses and can improve the quality of your life. Read more about it online at WashitaFarms.com or stop in their tasting room at 3958 Highway 7 North in Hot Springs Village. Go to WashitaFarms.com. Use code WPS15 when checking out for a great discount. That's WashitaFarms.com.
Coming up, got some wedding stories from Clay Henry and Fall Wedding Conversation. It's next.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG. Bring your own guts.
Are you ready to take the next step? Want to make real money? How about averaging $2,800 per week? United Welding Institute is accepting new students to shape into high-paid career welders. Graduates of United Welding Institute find great-paying jobs in the oil field, power plants, refineries, pipelines, and more. United Welding Institute in Pottsville, Arkansas has been training professional field-tested welders since 2013. Change your life and call 479-968-3390 or visit UnitedWeldingInstitute.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
A little girl asked me one time, "Pastor, does the devil have a mother?" I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second. Yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
In September at Frank Roll Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, best seats in the house.
Is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in the USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, reclining sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and tables and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, 405 4th Street in Barling, Arkansas.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there is a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Hobbs breaks it to the outside, and he could go. The 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown Cedric Cobb.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
Want to get back into this fall wedding conversation that we talked about hour number one. Had a bunch of texts, bunch of calls on it. So if you want to call or text in your opinion of fall weddings, it's 877-377-6963. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at Trinity Multifamily.
Now, are you a real estate investor? Are your properties being properly managed? Are you having to send a check, or are you cashing a check from your property manager every month? If you're sending a check, you definitely need to call our friends at Trinity Multifamily. They'll qualify your tenants. They'll take care of your leases. They'll inspect your properties. They'll take care of the maintenance. They'll take care of everything, including providing you with current financial reports, access to all your leases, pictures of your property, online web portal access to everything you need to know about what's going on. Do you get that now? If the answer is no, call Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817, or look online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily is your teammate in the real estate game.
Want to welcome in Robert and Fort Smith to the program. I know you got a question about Arkansas State, but Robert, before you do that, what is your opinion of fall weddings, man?
No, because if you don't schedule it right for when we have normal SEC football and regular football, you don't do that, because then you've got everybody caring about a game and not about your wedding.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's
perfectly said.
I mean, because the people that are coming, not the actual wedding party, but your friends, they want to know if Auburn and some big game's on. They don't. Your wedding until party time, it don't matter.
Yeah.
They're all on their phone. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Nailed it on the head, man.
So, all right, let's go to Arkansas State. I know you don't like this, but best team in the state of Arkansas.
There's the call, Clay.
There it is. And he can get mad, and I don't care, because they beat Kansas State. Kansas State beat OU last year. They're not the children of the blind. K-State's a pretty good football team.
You said best. Hang on. You said best team. Does best team, do you mean best program?
No, right now, September the 14th, they are the best team in the state of Arkansas.
I think that's an important distinction. I think you got to make that a distinction. Because if you think you're going to play Arkansas State, or really any team's going to play anyone 100 times, and you're going to win 100 out of 100, that's generally not going to happen in college football. So, Arkansas is in a downturn. But to say that Arkansas State has the better program, to me, is a bridge too far.
Yes, okay, I will agree with you on that. They are not the better program right now. But the team today, they are the best team today. If that'll do any better.
Well, if someone else wants to call in and either back up that statement or go against it, you're welcome to. Robert, appreciate the call this morning. So, I mean, that was a good – Skylar Thompson's the Kansas State quarterback. Like watching him play, and they just got beat. I mean, it was 35-31 final score. Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
it's a rough weekend for the Big 12, Clay. I mean, 3 losses: Iowa State, Kansas, and Kansas State.
Yeah, I was going to say
not exactly how Jeff Long wanted to start things off there with Les Miles.
Yeah, I was going to say Arkansas State would definitely be the best team in Kansas.
Yeah,
that's 100% too. All right, Clay, you told us you were listening to the program earlier. We had the fall wedding conversation. And you said you had a couple.
2 stories.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. One of them goes back, 60 years. Another one goes back only about 10 or 15 years. My friend, the late Charlie Bonner from Ozark. It was one spring, and we were on a little fly fishing trip. It was me and Charlie and Jeremiah Gage. And Charlie says, "I'm going to get married." I mean, we started high-fiving. He was like, "We'll come to the wedding. It's going to be a heck of a party," and blah. And he goes, "I don't know if you can come." I was like, "I can't come?" He goes, "I don't think you can come." And I was like, "Yeah, I can come. I make time for your wedding, Charlie." And the next thing you know, he's like, "My wife has picked the date, and I don't think you can come. It's going to be a fall wedding." I was like, well, maybe it's an open date." He said, "It's not an open date." I said, "Well, when is it?" He says, "It's the weekend Arkansas plays Texas." And I was like, "What? Your wife?" I said, "Did you know that?" And he says, "It's the only weekend in the fall that the church is available, and we're going to have, a big church wedding." I was like, "Charlie, I can't come." Not any doubt. I mean, I think it was the Matt Jones scores to beat, the one in Austin. So it's a road trip for me, and there wasn't any way. But I was like, "Charlie, what's going on?" He says, I don't know. I said, I'm obviously not in charge. I said, "No, you're starting out.
He's in love. He's in love, Clay.
Yeah, there wasn't any question. Yep, Charlie's a great guy, and I wish I could have been at his wedding. But he was the guy that Tommy will remember this, but he, when they had that reality show with Paris Hilton in Ozark and Nicole Richie, he got pictures of Paris Hilton with a hog hat on. I ran a column about that. Charlie's was a dear friend. So, another story. Jim Bailey, legend. He's in the Sports Writers and Sportscasters Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
He'd been working at the Gazette for my dad for about 5-6 years. And you know what Friday night football is like in a newspaper in those days, all hands on deck. So in the fall, he comes in, he says, I'd like to have a Friday night off. And my dad says, we don't have Friday nights off. He said, okay, just thought I'd ask. In the discussion. So about 3 weeks later, he hands my dad a wedding invitation, and it's for a Sunday afternoon. He's like, oh, great, you're getting married? And then it dawned on him. He said, was that what that Friday night was for? And he goes, yep, I didn't have the guts to tell you that you wouldn't let me offer my wedding.
Now, did Orville feel bad at all?
He did feel bad. Yep. I think he would. He said, if you told me it was your wedding, I would have let you off. You and Peggy could have got married on a Friday night. And he said, no, I wouldn't have been there, but you could have done it. So, but yeah, and it was hilarious.
Good story.
Clay, 2 quick questions answered before we get to back to, let's see, Ryan in Hot Springs called in. Ryan, we'll get to you momentarily, but 2 quick questions I want you to answer, Clay. So I know weddings, and this is more probably on the bride than it is the groom. You want to look dressed up. You want to look nice. Is wearing a Razorback tie, is that classy enough for a wedding in your opinion?
Are you talking about for the groom?
Not for the groom, but for a member attending the wedding. Like if I was to wear a Razorback tie to one of the weddings, is that in bad taste?
You're in the wedding party?
Not in the wedding party, but I am just going to a wedding.
You're just sitting in church, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, nobody's going to be looking at you, Ty.
Okay.
Trust me. Nobody's going to looking at you. No, there's not. Nobody's looking at dudes at weddings. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not paying any attention to you. Even the bridesmaid are checking out what the other chicks are wearing. Yeah. I promise you, that's what's going on.
All right, Clay. Other question I have for you, man. When it comes to like who's going to the wedding and stuff, I'm actually my buddy's texting me about this right now, so kind of wanted to get your opinion about this. They just got a brand new puppy. What is your opinion on pets at a wedding?
Never seen it. I've never seen that.
I know. We were talking. Never seen that?
Never.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying don't do it. Don't do it.
Think it's a bad idea?
That's not what – I think it's a horrible idea. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's be the worst thing you could do. Dogs, pets, cats.
No,
they're a distraction.
It's the groom and the bride's puppy.
Okay, so – we've all been to a wedding or a funeral where a baby has been in attendance and starts crying, and the mother or the father has to get up and leave, and it's a distraction, right? So think if a dog started barking during the middle of a service, or worse yet, what if the dog did the old number 2?
That would be
in the church.
No, a puppy.
No,
a puppy is one thing.
It's a bad idea.
An 8-year-old lab that's going to sit beside the bride. That's a great idea. That's a great picture. But if they're obedient and well trained, they're great.
Yeah.
But a puppy that's going to be wild and rambunctious and needing bodily functions at
duty
any
in the
time.
aisle.
I mean, it's just
outdoor wedding maybe.
Here's not a good idea.
Be in Clarksville has the same idea. Yeah, the dog pooping in the aisle. Well, here was the idea, and he's told me that they're gonna let him walk down the aisle and then they're gonna take him out.
Yeah.
Is that justifiable enough?
So,
I think it's a great idea.
I think that's okay.
And the dog's name is.
I think it's a bad idea, but it's their wedding. It's their wedding.
The dog's name is.
If it's the bride's idea, it's a great idea.
Okay, that's the way to look at it. It's the dog's name is Heston, by the way, after Heston Kjerstad, which is pretty cool in itself. But yeah, I just wanted Clay's advice on that moving forward. All right, back to the.
I thought you were going to take a dog. That's what I was.
No.
I thought that's where you were going.
I'm not taking a dog. That would be highly weird, I think. So. All right, back to the conversation that everyone seems to love when it's Arkansas State and Arkansas. It's never overused when it comes to sports talk radio in this state. Ryan wants to respond to Robert's take that Arkansas State is the best football team, not program in the state, but best football team. Ryan, the floor is yours, my man.
Yeah, old boy needs to pump his brakes just a little bit. I watched that game while I was at work on Saturday, and they, number one, that offensive line is super young. So that the defense took advantage of that. I can promise you right now, Felipe Franks and our quarterback is a higher caliber than their quarterback. And I can also assure you that Raheem Boyd is a higher caliber running back than they've got right now as well. That was a very inexperienced Kansas State team. And then let's also not forget, they just got their butt kicked by Memphis.
And we haven't seen Arkansas play yet this year. You know, we're making this judgment without even seeing Arkansas. I know it's Georgia, but they ain't even done that yet.
Well, that was going to be my next point, too. We haven't seen Arkansas play yet, but my argument that I would make is he's making this on a argument based on a Power 5 team that is very inexperienced and very young.
Yeah.
I did have another question for y'all. Have y'all been paying attention to the ACC Now show at all?
I'm assuming that Peter Burns, Celissa Lane, and company have just been making fun of Arkansas. I've not.
No, I don't understand Roman. The new guy Roman, his obsession with Kellen Mond. I don't understand it.
Well, there's been a lot of people. Appreciate the call this morning, Ryan. So we're talking about Roman Harper, former Alabama defensive back. Yeah, Clay, you've talked about it. We've talked about it. I haven't bought in the Kellen Mond hype train. So, but that's a question. Hopefully, in his final year, he'll actually be able to be productive for Jimbo Fisher and company. So we'll see how that happens.
Or maybe not.
Or he'll throw 4 picks against Arkansas and you'll finally beat the Aggies.
Yeah,
that'd be great too.
So all those great opinions on a Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 on 549 in Springdale. They want to make sure you get out and enjoying the great outdoors this fall with luxury brands you can depend on like Grand Design, Alliance KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 on 549 in Springdale.
For Tommy Kraft, Matt Jenkins, and Clay Henry, I'm Ty Richardson. Remember, halftime, 11-1 today, only 2 hours till it.
Invest in your own backyard oasis with Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton's has everything you need. Semi-in-ground Doughboy pools, right now starting at $99.97, and upgrade now to a robotic cleaner valued at $600 for free. Check out the Endless Pools by Hot Springs, which allows you to swim all year long. Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools.